Can you be my way? Beautiful day in LA.
Remind me what.
Stepping on shit like you. And just single things that she using tools. Blood really suitable up and lose. And so fully bootable of booze. Pull up on me now and he sloppy toppy. Only speak on what I know, baby. I'm not the cocky. It wasn't my aunties. And dog can be happy thoughtin'. I got Doc Martens. Let's talk about the calculate rock climbing. Handy appliance. They made an alliance. Rebel. I mean, Lil Kim is bigger than Jessica Simpson. Like Jim Crimson. Rehearse the scriptures. Drop the clock and drop the top. It's gonna be a long day if you watch the clock. Did you really put it on? You just saw the cat. Rumble. For a couple of days. What did he say? Brody said that these hoes nuts. So what? That it ain't enough. So we gonna count it up to these hoes. Brand new Draco. Can't wait to use the AO. Feel like mayo. On my wrist is right, bro. Are you ready or not? I just got so happy I thought I live at a half of the block. Hot.
Sorry?
No,
You better.
So much stuff in these. I gotta tell you something. In there, every gun.
Don't be sorry.
no,
Be better.
selling it. I gotta do better.
Be better. That's what I said.
Yo,
Be better.
yo,
Ah! GP selling too, bro. It's all good. Look, just ride each other's cops, bro. You ride each
Just
other's
don't
cops, shit.
die.
Go
No, no. Stay away from me. But don't die to arcs. But I don't. I'm about to just. Where the fuck are the security breaches? If there's some bullshit in there, I'm resetting my skill tree again. I'm so dead. I
hold
should have
up.
dove right there. Oh my god. Why'd you go up?
It's fucking cooked.
Is one of them dead? I forgot I had heals. Why didn't that shit explode? Yo, snap blast grenades suck. It takes so long to go off. That nigga
I hit him
dead.
with the grenade. I hit him with the.
Well, not.
Didn't he already die? Let's see, who's alive?
Rager.
Oh, one picked up. One picked up.
You're.
I know, he hit me with the
Oh,
fucking...
he's down. He's down. He's down. He's down.
Is he actually?
What's today?
Just don't let him open doors. No, I was gonna say I was gonna give proper precautions too, but I got high. Let me kill him, dude. No, I was talking to my mom. I was talking to my mom.
You like man. You like man.
They're not free kids. Bobcat. I gotta fucking. I gotta mute it. Do the pop for Bill. She told me that she wanna find love. What is love? I don't know. But she tells me I'm infatuated with trust. I was just with my feet up. I'm working for him power. And none of these bitches here. I'm getting first, I'm first. I'm probably beefing with Peter. I gotta pay her to leave her. I gotta keep it to
Try.
You weren't the whole game.
Yo!
You're gonna try.
You weren't.
I'm gonna.
Oh! Oh my god. Oh. Yo. Oh my god, bro. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen. None of these videos he has. Ooh.
I, bro. I, bro.
I'm gonna.
Bro.
I wasn't even gonna try.
You weren't the whole game. At least I got out with 90K.
Yo, why did I say that?
If you have to go around that jump, I'm done trying. I can't.
Yo.
I'm gonna.
Bro.
I wasn't even gonna try.
Confetti.
With the summer, I remember the money. I was the one in it. That's
Confetti. You have to leave. Shoot him! Surrender. You have to leave. Shoot him!
Yo.
Surrender. 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 It's not worth it. I know
I'm
you
gonna.
have
I'm
guns.
gonna.
I, bro. Shoot him! Surrender. 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 It's not worth it. I know you have guns. Bro.
I wasn't even gonna try.
You weren't the whole game. At least I got out with 90K.
If you have to go around that jump, I'm done trying it. I can't.
Bro.
I wasn't even gonna try.
You weren't the whole game. At least I got out with 90K.
Hey.
You weren't. At least I got out with 90K.
No.
Try.
You weren't the whole game. At least I got out with 90K.
I'm
Oh.
Confetti. You have to leave. Shoot him! Surrender. 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 It's not worth it. I know you have guns. Bro.
I wasn't even gonna try.
You weren't the whole game. At least I got out with 90K.
If you have to go around that jump, I'm done trying it. I can't.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I wanted to in my pocket. It came with.
Bro,
I wasn't even gonna try.
you weren't the whole game. At least I got out with 90K.
I'm. If you have to go around that jump, I'm done trying. I can't.
He thought say W at it.
Don't be sorry. Be
No,
better.
selling it. I gotta do better.
Dude, this nigga bullshit, bro.
Don't be sorry. Be
No,
better.
selling it. I gotta do better.
Be better. That's what I said. Be better. Be better. That's what I said. Be better. What's up, bro?
Ah!
Chief be selling too, bro. It's all good. Look, just write each other's cops, bro. You write each
Just
other's
don't
cops, shit.
die.
They will
No,
all.
no, stay away from me. But don't die to this. But I don't. I'm about to just. Where the fuck?
Bro, that shit, bro. It's twin. Oh my god, bro. I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. I gotta go get Rizzy. Everybody, fill out this. the close. There. Fuck. Whatever. You can't get me out of here. Nothing I'm out of here. So fucking high. You open my eyes in here. That's what I'm. So, cardiac. Fuck on my. No, it's bad at. I can see eyes straight through the denim. Oopsie daisy. Pause. There's the. Hey. I wanna. What? Nah. I'm bugging. My fault. My fault. My fault. Yeah, chop off his fingers. He's keeping his head. Whatever the fuck. Belly City. What is DLC? Fucking no, gotta die with it. Yeah. I need to play Stranger Things collab. I got a major way, hey, Hussein, pain. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Chief be selling too, bro. It's all good. Look, just write each other's cops, bro. You write each
Just
other's cops.
don't
Shit.
die.
That's what
No, no. Stay away from me. But don't die to Ark. Stay away from me. No, no. Stay Stay away from me. But don't stay away from me. But don't die to Arks. Oh.
You write each
Just
other's
don't
cops. Shit.
die.
That's what
No, no. Stay away from me.
You write each
Just
other's
don't
cops. Shit.
die.
That's what
No, no. Stay away from me. But don't die to Arks. But I don't. I'm about to just. Die. No. Don't die. No, no. Die. No, no. Stay away from me. But don't die to Arks. But I don't. I'm about to just. Where the fuck are the security breaches? If there's.
Chief be selling too, bro. It's all good. Look, just write each other's cops, bro. You write each
Just
other's cops.
don't
Shit.
die.
That's what
No, no. Stay away from me. But don't die to Arks. But I don't. I'm about to just. Where the fuck are the security breaches? If there's some bullshit in there, I'm resetting my skill tree again. I'm so dead. I should have dove right there. Oh my god. Why'd you go up?
It's fucking cooked.
Is one of them dead? I forgot I had heals. Why didn't that shit explode? Yo, snap blast grenades suck. It takes so long to go off. That nigga
Hit
dead.
him with the grenade. Hit him with the.
Well, not.
Didn't he already die? Let's see, who's alive?
Oh, one picked up. One picked up.
I know, he hit me with the
Oh,
fucking...
he's down. He's down. He's down. He's down.
Is he actually? Just don't let him open doors.
Hit him with pickaxe. I hit him
Hey,
with the
hey,
pickaxe.
dude, you don't have to kill us. Look. They all died. Revive me,
Wait,
bro.
wait before we kill him. This is
Look, I was
you.
the nicest one. Look, revive me. Ah, okay, you're a bitch. You like man.
You're not free, kids. Bobcat. We gotta go.
Bobcat. Damn.
We gotta go.
Are you serious?
Don't die to arcs. I don't. I'm about to just.
Why niggas don't listen to Nav? I gotta keep my shooter away. There's a hammer. Face the Ricky. I feel like Thug in 2015. I need that shit for.
Oh, he hit me with the fucking.
He's down.
Is he actually? Just don't let him open doors.
Hit him with the pickaxe. I hit him with the
Is he actually? Just don't let him open doors.
hit him with the pickaxe. I hit
Feel like Thug in 2015. I got me a check, girl. Uh,
They're not free kids. Bobcat. We gotta go.
Bobcat, damn.
We gotta go.
Are you serious?
Damn.
I'm never running a Bobcat when my teammate has a free kid. That's the dumbest shit I have seen all day. He couldn't break bread? What level is this Bobcat? Bobcat 2? He couldn't break bread with the homie? They're not free kids. Bob. They're not free kids. Bobcat. We gotta go.
Bobcat, damn.
We gotta go.
Are you serious?
Damn.
Anyways, like, what the fuck was I doing?
They're not free kids. They're not free kids. Bob. They're not free kids. Bobcat. We gotta go.
Bobcat, damn.
We gotta go.
Are you serious?
Why you always on the phone?
I'm never running a Bobcat when my teammate has a free kid. That's the dumbest shit I've seen all day. He couldn't break bread? What level is this Bobcat? Bobcat 2? He couldn't break bread with the homie? That dude had a free kid. I got you. Good stuff. I couldn't see it. I'm not gonna lie. We could make... Do we gamble? Do we use
This is
this
you, not
Bobcat
me. I
to
ain't
kill
not
someone?
nothing. Nothing.
I mean, do you guys want to
Get
extra?
pissed off at my gameplay.
He couldn't break bread? What level is this Bobcat? Bobcat 2? He couldn't break bread with the homie? That dude had a free kid. I got you. Good stuff. I couldn't see it. I'm not gonna lie. We could make... Do we gamble? Do we use...
This.
I got you. That dude had a free kid. I got you. He couldn't break bread? What level is this Bobcat? I mean, do you guys want to
Get
extra?
pissed off at my gameplay.
Just think before you do. I got you. Good stuff. I couldn't see it. I'm not gonna lie. We could make... Do we gamble?
You know that I don't go nowhere, but I might roll off. Hold on. Around. Dad, I don't know. Risky, bro. What you told? I'm gonna do this. I got clapped today. And I had that, but he done passed away. My wrist, I'm being immortal. World recess. Whoopie do. Whoopie do. What's up in the front? Today sell a run. I'm on a honey bun. Honey bun. Whatever she want. 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 What's up in the morning? Man. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whoopie doo. Whoopie doo. Whoopie doo. You in a robbery. You in a riddle, bitch. Really do. What would you do? What they 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 do? If you wanna leave me, then go ahead. Yeah, my son, my dad. Oh no. What they do? Yeah, by my clothes. Yeah, I'm for that. It's a UFO. That's it. You got right here. Baby weird. Daddy weird. Virginia weird. Gonna come here. Tell me serious. That's just how I rock. Oh, that's just how I roll. Every day. Fashion. Making with 5 foot. Mm-mm. Oh. I guess. If I'm, give me some money. Go ahead, give me that paper. The fuck are you? I get the gay. Nothing wrong with that. Bro. The nip of the caucus. Yeah. You do. Wait. Yo, my fault. Yeah, bro.
It's like,
Yo, niggas will be all for it and still fight you.
bro, what are you talking about? I'm in this bitch. You know what I mean? So it's like now it's like I gotta show you. You know what I mean? I gotta unleash you. No, it's like an element of like, oh, like you're black and you don't really know what that means for real. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to go to the other side. Like you're not standing on business and you're black. Which for calling someone a raccoon, it's obvious why they think that. Milkman, only dating white people is like people who like it's kind of like that self-hating type shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, you don't find people that are attractive, or you want proximity to whiteness by only dating white people. But biracial just comes inherently. Now, mind you, personally, I'm not gonna call someone biracial in a derogatory sense. That's not my thing. Okay, but I'm telling you, like these people, when they do it, like that person in the comments who's like, oh, he's gotta be mixed. That's what he was doing because it's like, oh, like you must have like a white half that you're trying to appeal to right now, or a white half that you're more acquainted with than your black half. And I'm like, it's kind of similar to when people accuse you of like going to an all-white school. You know what I mean? And I'm not like, there's a lot of anti-blackness that's tied up in it. Like, for instance, my schooling district growing up was mostly black, right? Now, mind you, when I say mostly black, there are white people there. There are Mexicans there. There are Asians there. Like, it was very diverse. But it was mostly black, okay? But a lot of people, they accuse me of, like, growing up around white people because of how I talk. It's like my mom, she, like, majored in, like, childhood development or something like that, and she minored in English. Like, I had no choice but to talk like this. I was always going to be an eloquent speaker in my way, okay? But things, they do this with all eloquent speakers. I don't even just mean in the sense where it's like someone who doesn't use that much AAV, particularly if your skin isn't the darkest, to be honest, okay? Like, if your skin isn't the darkest, and maybe you're not from the South, because that Southern accent kind of gets some people, and if you're not, like, constantly talking about black issues, like that big three, people will, like, consider you to be, like, a whitewashed individual on a level. And that's just genuinely very problematic, okay? Because it presses forth the notion that black people they're supposed to talk a certain kind of way, even when it comes to certain behaviors. You know, like you see certain things online where it's like, oh, you're not black if you didn't eat this growing up. You're not black if you didn't experience this growing up. I remember one time I saw a tweet. It was like, you're not black if like you didn't see like all the Tyler Perry movies growing up. And it's like, I'm like, niggas don't even like Tyler Perry. But that's that weird shit I was talking about. Like people, they just want to make everything a shared experience. I remember niggas arguing in the comments like, bro, like I'm cooked because I didn't see all 15 Medias, bro. Like, what are we talking about? You know, it is genuinely very upsetting. And I'm not gonna lie, they do similar things with black people who just have money or like grew up with money. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's some weird pressure amongst black people to like have grown up poor. And it's very hilarious to say out loud, but it's genuinely it's like niggas saying whoever struggled the hardest was the blackest. And I remember like when I was in college,
Yo, I'll never. No, fucking bro. I'll never. They were like, bro, you ain't never got caught in school with a gun. Nigga, thank God. Thank God I've never been caught in school.
college, bro. These debates would happen all the fucking time, okay? About like, oh, who had less money? Who was sleeping on the floor? Who was not sleeping on the floor? Like, what are we talking about? Who was from a dangerous area? Who was not from a dangerous area? Like, who? Like, why? Like, why are we fighting for that title? I'll never forget. There was one day, this one day came up to me, right? He was from Chicago. Like, he was from Chicago. Like, he was on some shit, right? And he was like, yo, like, my cousin, like, he said he went to high school with you. And I saw that he was, like, confused. He was like, oh, like, I know it's like that. And I was like, yeah, like, people think, like, just bitches went to my high school just because I went there. You know what I mean? And that's a dialect thing. That's a behavior thing. You know, I'm a quirky guy. And I had to deal with niggas who went to private schools, mind you. Private schools. Like, they go, boarding schools, nigga, where they go to the school and fall asleep in the school telling me that I went to that I had a white school district. Like, nigga, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, you paid to go to high school. Like, how are you even trying to have this conversation? And I'm saying that all to say, there's a weird Black Olympics going on constantly. Okay, whether or not we're talking about, there's a constant Black Olympics over who's blacker than who. And a good part of where you stand in that is the color of your skin, is your hair texture. Okay, so that's why me being a light-skinned man, I'm like, okay, I have solid footing in the Black community. Like, besides that one nigga, bro, no one has ever had an issue with me saying the N-word. But a biracial, on the other hand, if I had a white mom, if I had a white father, particularly if I had a white mom, they wouldn't be, bro, let me say this, bro. If you think they hate me now, if I had a white mother, if I had a white father, the hate would skyrocket. And look, this is not me saying that, like, biracial people have the worst existence ever. Because, look, for some, obviously, things are phenotypical, like, the people look different. But for some, they do have a proximity to white. You know, like, some don't deal with some of the problems other Black people tend to deal with. But when I'm talking about strictly in the community, okay, if we were to take white people out of it entirely, bro, biracials, they be... That would be the last person I'd want to be. And again, bro, like, I don't even personally have anything against biracials, except for those biracials, again, like I mentioned earlier, who are very weird about Blackness, who, like, they think, like, shitting on you makes them more Black. It's kind of crazy to me. It's like, settle down, you're still only 50%. It's like they're trying to steal percentages from you, bro. So again, it's nothing personal, bro, but it's like, I'd rather die than be lumped in with those niggas, you know? And I don't even mean just the ones that know me. I mean, like, even, the good ones sounds crazy, doesn't it? But, like, you know, the ones who aren't like that, okay? Which, you know, let me just olive branch to biracial people. I'd say most biracial people aren't like that. But you know what I mean? Bro, like, there's just a level of gravitas and, like, seriousness that you get taken when you're not biracial, right? And being biracial, it just ruins it all. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think J. Cole got so much criticism for talking about his white mom on the offseason? No. Oh, the fall off. Why do you think people hate biracial bars so bad? Why do you think people hate Logic's biracial bar? It's because they don't respect biracials.
I thought he meant, like, the location.
Again, I'm not saying that's right, but it's like a level of lack of respect I personally would never want to have to come across. And yeah, like I mentioned at the very beginning, there are debates on whether mixed 50-50ers can be considered Black. I'll say this right now. As me being me, I will always welcome any 50-50er into what I consider to be the Black community. And it's like, I can't speak for what other people will do, but I will, okay? Until you're on that shit. If you get on that bullshit, then you're a white person to me. But yeah, you see what I mean though? Like, do you see how easy that is when someone's biracial? You know what I mean? Like, me being light-skinned, someone being dark-skinned, definitely. Like, you can't just do that. Like, something that I appreciate sometimes, is when I'm annoying somebody, there's, they're like, this nigga's annoying. Oh my gosh, this nigga sucks. You know what I mean? There's a few times, few and far between, where someone will try to be like, oh, like, that's the white side. Like, oh my gosh, oh, he's definitely mixed. And then I have to set the record straight. But it's like, I genuinely could not imagine, bro, like, if that's all anybody could say. But I would hate to live in a world where, like, that's what everybody's saying, okay? Because I'm telling you, bro, if I was a 50-50er, that would come up so much more frequently than you might think it would, okay? Because again, like, if you're watching this as a non-Black person, you're like, oh, it's not like that. Even if you're watching this as a Black person, I feel like some people don't really be seeing what happens to biracial. But I be watching, okay? I be watching in silence. I don't be defending them. Sorry, biracials, can't defend you because, again, I don't want to get caught in the crossfire. Because if I do, then it's going to be like, oh, like, you must have a white parent. And it's like, no, like, that's not what it is. Like, again, bro, like, the totem pole. Since I'm in the middle of the totem pole, and like, these people are coming at you, I can't help you, okay? Because I'm still I'm only in the middle of the totem. But I genuinely feel bad, though, because a lot of the, you know, 50-50 or biracial slander is like, oh, like, you're not really Black, though. And it's like, bro, we all go through our experiences, you know what I mean? We all experience, you know, anti-Blackness in different ways. You know, it's like, hey, someone's skin may be lighter than another. Someone may have a different percentage than you, but like, hey, man, like, they be going, like, particularly in today's internet culture, there's just, like, a thing of, like, who's struggling more, just constantly, bro. Like, there's always these battles. You know what I mean? Like, even, like, in the gay community, okay? Like, between gay people, trans people, non-binary people, which, would they be considered, you know what I mean? Like, I've met trans women who have very serious beef with non-binary people, right? Like, just straight up, like, bigotry. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people in the LGBTQ+ who want other letters off the T. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's that battle between, like, you know, gay men and women. You know, like, I mean, gay men, gay women, also, like, gay men and straight. But back to the topic at hand, it's really sad that there seems to, like, I don't know, some Black people, I feel like there's, like, a suffering threshold. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, like, you know, if you look like that, like, you haven't really suffered. And if you haven't really suffered, that means you're not Black, because to be Black is to suffer, which again is a horrible mindset. You know what I mean? Like, what's that thing they call the Black tax, where it's like, oh, like, it's like when you make money as a Black person, like, you just have to, like, do something for your mom. Bro, what are we talking? You know what I mean? Like, it just sucks. Like, my oldest sister, her pigmentation looks like, people would say she looks like a white person. And I don't just mean, like, you know, like, very light. Like, people would say she looks like a white person. Her dad passed away when she was, like, super young. But, like, both her parents were Black, and obviously, you know, me and her were raised by the same mom. And all the family we would visit before, like, you know, extended family we would visit before everyone died in our family, which just, I don't know, bro. And they just kept dying. Anyways, point is, they were all Black, right? And that's it was majority Black people in our area. So she had just as much of a Black experience as almost anybody. You know what I mean? But phenotypically, since she doesn't, like, look Black, a lot of people aren't gonna allow her on the team. I feel a lot of people, like, look at it as far as, like, simple stuff, like saying the N-word. Like, she doesn't care to say the N-word, right? Like, I don't think I've ever heard her say it in my life. But just in the sense of, like, finding community, you know what I mean? And then, like, feeling like the odd one out, and feeling like these other people feel like you're the odd one out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're kind of putting that feeling on you, whether, again, like, because they don't, again, like, people don't know that she's Black. Even when they find out, it's like, oh, like, you're Black, but, like, you look like that, though. You know what I mean? So people are gonna hold that against her, but, like, she's not gonna be comfortable just being with white people, because that's not, that was never her upbringing. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, there were white people in the area who existed, but we were predominantly Black, and obviously in the house was all Black people, so just around a bunch of white people would be upset. It's like, I guess this video is more about the blight. Is blight the word? Blight's definitely the word, right? Of biracial people or white passing people in general. Because a lot of them, you know, when it comes to these, like, community things, they get kicked to the curb, okay? Or they get put at, like, the proverbial kids table. You know what I mean? But instead of kids, it's like, oh, like, people who, you know, they're not really in here. You know what I mean? Like, I can go to the barbershop and be fine. I'm just a light-skinned nigga in there, right? But, like, if I'm to the barbershop and, like, I look biracial, which some people are gonna be like, you do look biracial. Shut the fuck up. Because, bro, look at my nose, look at my lips, look at my hair. Like, straight up. Look at my ears. I got some big ass ears. My point is, if I walked in there, loose curls, smaller nose, smaller lips, something like that, it would be like, Okay, what's going on? I mean, like, there'd be a sense of apprehension, right? Which is some shit I would hate to do, even though I do get that apprehension sometimes, because for some reason, some people think I'm biracial. And again, not gonna lie, a lot of that reason is my dialect, which that assumption is anti-black in nature, right? Which, again, I'll cover more in my milkman allegations. But yeah, which you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get accused of having a white mom or a white dad, but like particularly a white one, because people are just super weird about white moms, because I think they say it's like, oh, it's the white mom who raises you, or like, it just white mom biracials tend to be a certain kind of way. But getting accused of that, okay, that is your own community, the black community, trying to kick you to the curb, right? And it's not a good thing. And that's why I said, part of the reason why I said that's fighting words. So like, someone trying to kick me out the black club, what are we talking about? I mean, like, how dare you? You know, like, it's so violent. And there's an element where if those white mom allegations catch on, just more people aren't gonna fuck with you. You know, like, there's a viral TikTok where people are like, this guy has a white mom, this guy has a white dad. People would legitimately, they'd be like, oh, like this person that I thought was like part of the community, yeah, they would take a little step back. Now, I'm not saying necessarily like everyone would like unfollow, unsub, or just like completely not fuck with that person, even though some definitely would do that. It's just there would be an element where it's like, okay, like I thought me and this person were on this level, but really we're not. And that's why as a light-skinned person, getting those allegations can be harmful, extremely harmful. Okay, like you don't want that shit. I don't know. So maybe next time, one of these, oh my gosh,
Light-skin allegations. You should have just put that in the title, bro. What did I miss, bro?
So people got mad at me on Twitter the other day, and I thought that was so crazy because that never happens. Let me get a little on you and show you. Basically, it was Denzel Washington.
That was, you gotta tell his background
the secret to long-lasting marriage. He said was, I do what I'm told, and I keep my mouth shut. And I said, gosh darn old N-words be fetishizing misery. And I didn't think that was a controversial statement, but like if you take a gander at these comments, like, dude, they're so angry. So I guess I'm just gonna
I know you suck at chess.
What kind of BS is that? Like, is that supposed to sound like something that's enjoyable? That's something
I know he sucks at chess.
Old N-words be fetishizing misery. Now I didn't think that was a controversial take, but like if you
get I do what I'm told to keep my mouth shut. Hold on.
These comments, like,
look, where's my Zoom extension?
dude, they're so angry. So I guess I'm just gonna get straight to the point. What kind of BS is that? Like, is that supposed to sound like something that's enjoyable? That's something you want to do? Because you know, there are all these phrases, happy wife, happy life, where it's essentially just a man being like, okay, I gotta do whatever she says, and whatever she says goes, and then everything will be fine. And one, that just simply doesn't sound like a good way to live, but it also doesn't sound like a good relationship. And there were many interesting comments, right? But one of the most interesting ones that I kept getting was, oh, well, you're not married, you don't have a wife, and it's like, okay, like for one, I'm 23, but two, us as a human beings, but also I feel like specifically as black people, we have to stop looking at marriage like it's inherently a W, like inherently a win. I feel like we know that, but I feel like we pick and choose. Like if this was a situation where his wife was talking, she was like, yep, I just pay all the bills, I do all the cleaning, and you know that's how we're happy together. People would say, oh, that sounds horrible. Like people judge married people's lives as single people all the fucking time. But for some reason, when it comes to husbands expressing being on the butt end of the relationship, it's just normal. But again, there's nothing inherently good about being married except what, like tax purposes. That might be the only thing where inherently it's good about being married. Now, mind you, a happy marriage, sure. Like the argument people were making was like, oh, like you know, he's in a happy marriage. Blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, I would definitely still push simply because what he said. But I'm saying I feel like that's a far better argument than just simply saying, oh, he's married and you're not. I was like, bro, I don't want this nigga's fuck ass wife. You know what I mean? Like what? And I say that with all due respect to Mrs. Washington. But my thing is, if I'm with somebody and I said something like that, they better slap me in the face. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you right now, if I was with a young lady, right, and people ask like, oh, like how are you so good with your Bryce? And she said, I do what I'm told, I keep my mouth shut. I'd be like, why'd you say that dumb shit? And I expect that person I'm in a long-term relationship with, if I were to say something like that, they would also be like, why'd you say that dumb shit? So I'm not gonna lie, her even allowing something like this to be said, just a red flag for me. Okay, so that's why I said his fuck ass wife. Again, but with all due respect, but yeah, it's like if I had to pick between being so for one, people they said something crazy and I had to respond to it. Now I'll explain this comment in a second, but they said you don't have a woman though, so how do you know? And I said, I have several. What are you driving at? Hello, classic BRS. Okay, but my point is, I would rather be in the situation I'm in currently, definitely, than be married to someone and be I do what I'm told, I keep my mouth shut. And even if I wasn't in a situation where I'm multiple people, I'd rather straight up just be alone. I don't know why I pronounce alone like that, but you know what I mean? Like that, there are worse things than not being.
Yeah, man. Bro. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Bro, why this nigga drinking a beer? Nigga drinking at 8:12 on a Tuesday at home with the boys, and this nigga got no shoes on. You got the dogs out.
Married. I feel like particularly Twitter, but the black community on Twitter. Like, why do we treat marriage like it's just like the pinnacle of being? Like, I feel like people, and again, I hope I'm not alienating you by talking about the black community, but like, I feel like people need to start looking at marriage the way they look at having kids. Like, I feel like recently there's kind of been like a resurgence, not resurgence, but like a surge of, oh my gosh, like, you know, not having kids, like it's a flex because I get to do blah, 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 blah. Now, I will say, I feel like some people go too far with that. I think if you don't want kids, not having kids is a flex, but if you want kids, then yeah, having kids is a flex. But yes, there are objective benefits to not having kids. The same way, there are objective benefits to not being married. But at the same way, those benefits aren't really benefits if you want children and you're in a situation where you're raising your kids the way you get to raise them, or the way you want to raise them, is what I mean to say. Yes, those same benefits from not being married don't really matter when you're married in a situation that you want to be married. So I'm saying that to say, yes, if you want your whole thing, your whole argument to be, okay, Denzel's happily married, okay, right? But sitting here being like, oh, you're not married, like that's not the serve that you think it. It's similar to like saying there's a post where parents talk about, yeah, anytime my kid asks me for something, I buy it for him. Man, they're really running my pocket. If someone responds to that saying, oh, that sounds horrible, seems like a miserable situation to be in, and then people are like, oh, well, you don't even have any kids. That would be odd. So like, I understand the concept of not yucking other people's yum, even though I love yucking other people's yum. Like I'm saying that's like a far better argument than just being like, well, you don't have their yuck. And it's like exactly, I don't want this yuck. Like, because people said something, but people were kind of, they're like, oh, that's marriage, that's what it is. And I said, sounds miserable to me. And then people were like, okay, then don't get married. And I was like, I won't get in this marriage. And also, okay, that leads me to another point. I don't like people acting like that this is a foregone conclusion. This is the only way a long relationship can last. For one, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of person, and look, I'm sorry, Denzel, this kind of person is a misogynist, okay? And I talk about this constantly, but I talked to this young lady about this the other day. When a man is super into like just letting the woman like have things, like, oh, fine, you're right, being super passive in that, it's because they don't fully respect the woman in question. That's why I always think it's so stupid when people are like, oh, like mention argue with women. Like, why are you as a man arguing with women? I'm telling you right now, I don't argue with anybody that I don't respect to a certain degree. Like, bro, on other platforms, I made a video where I was talking about like communism is like the Josh Allen of economic system. And I'm just gonna summarize, I basically said it doesn't work, and people always make a bunch of excuses for why it doesn't work. But they're like, no, like it actually would work though, but like it just didn't because when I tell you there were a bunch of communists coming to my comment section or trying to argue with me, I didn't respond to a single one of them. You know why? Because communists to me might as well be flat earthers. I have no respect for that opinion whatsoever. So like there's no, I'm not going back and forth. The same reason that if a five is too low. If like a 12-year-old says something to me that I disagree with, I'm not gonna argue with that 12-year-old. You know why? Because they're 12. They're kind of like stupid. My point in saying that is there are a lot of people who won't argue with women, and there are so many of them in this comment section too who won't argue with women because they think women are low-key stupid. Literally so many comments. Like I'll explain the lore of this, but someone's like, oh yeah, you can't use logic when talking about women, and it's like, bro, what? Or like you can't use logic when you're involving yourself with women. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like women can be very logical. So not only is this Denzel being like, oh, tee I suffer, it's also him not actually respecting his wife. Which again, there's plenty of situations where people would think something like this is like, oh yeah, he does respect his wife. No, like if you respect someone, you're not afraid to push back on something they say. Like I don't know what friend group you've been, but I've been in multiple groups where there's that one really annoying guy, really annoying, and he'll just say something stupid, and you just let him have it. Like you don't want to argue with this guy just because there's no use. He's an idiot. But then you have your other friends where they say something you disagree with. You actually respect them enough to have a conversation with. And again, when I say argue, I don't mean like you're cursing someone out or calling them names. I mean like just pushing back on what they say. Like, oh really? Like there's actually this, like providing reasoning, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, if you really respect your wife, if you really respect your husband, you're not just going to do everything that they say. And the thing is, people are so dumb. They're so dumb. They're so dumb. People in this conversation, they literally said, let me get a little on you. They put this in quotes by the way, as if it's what he said. They said, I listen to my wife and value what she says. Twitter, OMG, y'all miserable. He did not. This right here is not, I listen to my wife and value what she says. Because mind you, if he would have just said, I listen to my wife, and I was like, oh man, he's doing everything she says, sure, yeah, that would have been right. He said verbatim, I do what I'm told, I keep my mouth shut. That has an implication beyond valuing what she says. Okay, and if he actually said that, like he valued what she said, great, that would have been fine. But you gotta understand, when people go into these extremes, they mean the opposite of that. Even think about your parents, bro, or think about anyone who has parents. When people just blindly do what their parents said because they know they quote unquote have to, that's not them actually respecting their parents' word. And even that's a bad comparison because there's like a different dynamic there. If you're in a dynamic with someone where you are partners as a partner, you're not just gonna do what you're told and keep your mouth shut. Like I genuinely cannot fathom how people can think something like this is like some good shit to say. And the thing is, you understand, when you talk like that, and this is what I'm hinting at, you are undermining that person's intelligence. Like I wouldn't tell you before, like, oh, like, you know, if I disagree with something that you say, I don't bring it up, I just want to let you have it because I want to keep the peace. Blah, blah, blah. Like, fuck you mean you let me have it? It's like you think I'm wrong, but you don't think, for one, you don't think I'm receptive enough for you to talk sense into. And two, you don't think I can have a conversation with you and potentially prove to you why I'm actually right. Like, blind obedience and or letting people have things is not respect, bro. Like just because you go to work and you do everything your boss says does not mean you respect your boss. And honestly, probably the more you respect your boss, the more likely you are to be like, hey, like boss, like what's up with this? Because you trust that they would be able to explain something to you properly. You trust that if you made a good point to them, that they would hear you out, like, maybe we can switch this around. There's another thing I said in here. That was really, this might be like the stupidest thing. Like, if you know anything about marriage, you're, oh my gosh, I hate these people. Anyway, you know this is what you tell the world, but everybody. I hate people who don't type in proper English. This is not how you speak. Just type how you fucking speak, you dumbass. By the way, he's basically saying if you know anything about marriage, this is what you tell the world, but everyone in the house knows who's top dog. And my question to this is, if you're really the top dog, why would you have to lie about that to, oh yeah, I do like my own speech, by the way, but why would you have to lie to the public about that? If I'm running shit in my relationship, why would I need to tell the public that I do what I'm told and I keep my mouth shut? And I got all sorts of crazy answers to that. They're like, oh, it's just like optics. And it's like, what? The optics of looking like a punk? Like, what do you have, a humiliation kink? Because again, he literally could have just said, hey, we listen to each other, we value each other's opinions, right? It could have been something where they're on equal footing, right? Because again, like they're saying like optics as far as like he's not going to tell the world that he's like running shit with an iron fist, which is like, okay, fine, but why not just be equal? So why completely down yours? And that's where that one reply came in, where I'm like, these people who are saying that, oh, he's saying that in public, but behind the scenes he's actually running shit, that tells me, there's all the evidence points to these people get dog walked in their relationship, and they want us to believe that behind closed doors it's a different story. Because where does the logic of, oh yeah, make everyone else think that she's running it, but actually I'm running it? Why? Like, give me one reason you would do that. Like, you receive no benefit from, okay, you're running your relationship, right? You're dragging her through the mud, you're dog walking her, right? Which again, I'm not saying that's what a relationship should be. I think we should equally talk. I'm saying these people are saying you're running the relationship. If you are running the relationship, what purpose does it serve for everyone else to think that you aren't? And not just to think that you aren't, to think that she's running the relationship. Who is that for? And then they just talk like, oh man, you're not married, you don't get it. No, nigga. No, you're just saying dumb shit to cover up the fact that you get dog walked. And the thing is, we know niggas get dog walked all the time. And they lie about it all the time. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like, bro, the amount of times in college, I would be talking to a young lady who like talked to a bunch of guys on the scene, right? And like she would tell me about these guys, like what they would do and what they would say. And I'm like, him? That guy? Because again, these people, they're like, oh, I'm Mr. Bitches. Like, oh, I'm dragging these hoes to the blah, blah, blah. He's like, you're talking to Shawty, you want her to meet your mom? You're about to bring her to your hometown to meet your mom? But you're dragging her through the mud. Yeah, sure. That's why, bro. That's why I be keeping it a buck with y'all, bro. I tell y'all I'm a sweetheart. I tell you guys when I get dragged through the mud. Because I'm not gonna sit here and only tell you guys the stories where, yeah, I was talking to these young ladies at the same time. You know, oh my gosh, yeah, ghosted this girl, da da da. And then have people be like, oh yeah, that guy Duress, he told me that he wanted to marry me. Oh yeah, he cried when da da da. Like, I'll keep like, I'm a sweet guy. I cried over women to their face. I went out horrible over women before. Okay, me telling you that is how you know. When I tell you that I put particular women in the blender, that they were actually in the blender. I'm sure there are men who never went outside but put women in the blender. That's not me. Okay, me, there's a little bit, and that's how you know I'm keeping it a buck with you when I tell you these things. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and posh. People have to be like, oh, like, how you not catch feelings? I'm like, what do you mean? I catch feelings every time. I have feelings for all of them. And the thing is, I'm not ashamed of that. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong being tender. I think I'm such a sensitive guy. There's nothing wrong with that. But these niggas, bro, they're gonna get up here and be Mr. Macho Tough Guy, be like, oh yeah, I go around dragging my balls and everything. When in reality, their balls are in their girl's part. Like, those are the things you can't listen to. The ones who are like, oh yeah, like, oh man, I'm never tender about anybody. I always tell you guys, in a relationship, I'm a sweet guy. I'm the best boyfriend ever. Like, y'all have not met a man sweeter than me, bro. I swear to God. Point is, bro, I just hate that toxic masculinity. Like, it's okay to be tender about your girl, bro. Like, it's fine. I mean, like, that's your girl. Like, you should be, bro. It's like the dudes who don't admit to being tender about girls, the ones behind the scenes are the most tender. I'm telling you, bro, those niggas, they go out like Denzel, okay? They are not standing up for themselves, bro. I just hate fake people like that, bro. Like people like faking each other. And it really bothers me because I know people think I'm that kind of. Like, I'll never forget, bro. When the young lady I was talking to got mad when I made a video about her, and she's like, you just look so smug and like you didn't care. And I'm like, if you watch the video, I said I cared multiple times, but I'm not gonna lie, that goes to show you. Okay, again, this is a real penis. Okay, God damn. I meant P, like P dash net. Like, this is really keeping it P, because it's like when you keep it a buck, bro, you come across as so much more nonchalant. Like, I know sometimes I say guys are not nonchalant, but people still are like, oh man, this guy, nonchalant. Like, I'll make a video and I'll mention like, man, like, something hurt my XYZ hurt my feelings so bad. People are like, oh gosh, this guy's a social bad. He doesn't care about anything. It's like, bro, I literally said like, when dudes are like, oh, like, I don't care about anything. You can't hurt me. You can't see through it, bro. This bullshit. So like, bro, if you really want to come across as nonchalant, you gotta be a little chalant, bro. You gotta tell niggas you're chalant. You know how many, again, you know how many times I tell people that I catch feelings for like every woman ever, and people still are like, how do you avoid catching feelings? I don't know how you do. But like, the true nonchalantness doesn't come from not caring in general. It comes from not caring if people know that you care. I know I'm getting off topic here, but
Rewind.
And pause. What the fuck that button do? Care about anything. It's like, right, I literally said, like, well, dudes are like, oh, like, I don't care about anything. You can't hurt me. People can see through it, bro. It's bullshit. So, like, bro, if you really want to come across as nonchalant, you gotta be a little chalant, bro. You gotta tell niggas you're chalant. You know, again, you know how many times I tell people that I catch feelings for like everyone ever, and people still are like, how do you avoid catching feelings? I don't know how you do. But not like the true nonchalantness doesn't come from not caring in general. It comes from not caring if people know that you care. I know I'm being off topic here, but you see what I'm saying. I just when people like want to try to get people to believe something that's so unimportant. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like low-key, I'm in a relationship behind closed doors, even though for no reason I'm gonna say that my girl's running it public. Like, no, bro, just admit it. You're getting dog walks. It's okay. Actually, it's not okay. You need to fix that, okay? But like, still, just admit it. Because again, like, bro, y'all know I will tell you. Like, girl called me her dad's name, bro. I was out bad in that situation, and it's okay. It happens to the best of us. You're not a lame because you went outside, okay? It's bound to happen. Eventually, even the biggest rooster is gonna get pecked, bro. You know what I mean? Because you're pecking more than you pecking each other. Someone's gonna peck you. It's okay. Editing errors here, and something is telling me to make this like little ad in right here because I know. I'm so sorry. I'm feeling mean today. Some of you are stupid. I know for a fact someone is out there thinking, like, oh, you're telling people to keep it a buck, but then Denzel said that and you have a problem. I have no problem with honesty, okay? The concept of if he's in his relationship and he's just, you know, keeping his mouth shut like a good little boy and he's telling us about it, the concept of that, okay, fine. My issue is that that's the relationship dynamic in the first place. Like, if you tell me that someone cheated on you and you stayed, I would respect you for telling me that. Like, I'd like that better than you, like, just completely, like, you're trying to cover it up, but I still wouldn't think that you should stay with that person that cheated on you. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to be honest about going out bad, but you should still try to avoid going out bad. Like, the answer isn't the issue because that's the answer. The answer is the issue because it's indicative of the situation that is actually the issue. Okay, but everything was, and this was kind of interesting, kind of like, oh, he cheated so much in the 90s, and like she's sticking around, so now he's saying this. It's like, bro, I feel like it's another thing where you still don't have to say this. Oh my god, she's sticking around for you after you cheated. She's there for the long haul, clearly. So it's like I'm just hating the excuses where it's like, oh, like he's saying this just to say. And the thing is, if he is saying it just to say it, again, that's still weird. Like, you know, like there's like a million better answers to that question where you guys can be like, okay, we're equally yoked in the relationship, but for some reason, these old men just have some need to tell us that they're just, man, I always listen to what she said. I shut up like a good little boy, but they don't see them and their wife as equals. Okay, and it's like, again, regardless of the situation, bro, whatever reason, even if what they're saying, the whole like, oh, actually he's top dog thing, whatever reason he has for saying this, he shouldn't have said it. Okay, and his wife shouldn't be okay with him saying it. That is a sign of a bad relationship. Oh yeah, a bunch of people in my house saying, oh, but like you don't know the relationship, da, da, da. Oh, clearly they're happily married, da, da, da. Which again, I mentioned that is a good argument. They're happily married. They're happily married. But an argument I made is I was like, bro, niggas said the same things about Will and Jada Smith. Let's not forget, before the whole August Alsina thing came out, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett were goals. That was every black couple. Like, oh my god, that Will and Jada love. Jermaine Cole, trash artist, made a song about. So that right there, honestly, not my main point, but like it is a point. We can't sit here and just assume that marriage is good just because that's what it's being postured as, okay? But I feel like we can look at what's being said here and find it problematic. Like there should be no relationship where one party, man or woman, says, I do what I'm told, I keep my mouth shut. And we would all, I feel, understand that if it was his wife that said that. But for some reason, it is normalized that the man says some dumb shit like this, okay? And like I said earlier, I feel like a lot of it comes from not respecting women. And like the first point I made was being married, particularly in a situation like this, is not inherently a good thing. It is not an automatic W. There are worse things than not being married. Not being married is not inherently bad. That's the other side. So I just genuinely don't understand why so many people's thing here was like, oh, but like you're not married. But then also a bunch of people being like, oh, like you don't understand the game, like he's saying this, blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't be a game, bro. You're married. Like, I'm not like any answer to this question that isn't we love each other, we value each other. Something again that's leading everyone to believe that you're equally yoked is a bad answer. Like, I can get about this way too much. It's just insane to me that according to Twitter and particularly Black Twitter with this, having an equally yoked marriage is just unheard of. It's just like what? Like, they simply can't imagine. But yeah, I'm like also I'm like, I feel like people who are debating are kind of old niggas themselves to be completely real. Like, eventually as a people, we're gonna have to deconstruct the social construct of marriage because the concept of saying some dumb shit like this and then them being praised just because they're married is ridiculous. And we as people, whether we be single in a relationship, should be able to criticize a marriage. And if you disagree, you are under a spell and you need to do better. Like, I don't know if I have to title this video down in my head already, but right now I'm thinking something like married men are slaves or something of the sort. Yes, this is not all marriages. There are good marriages out there. I'm not talking about this kind of marriage specifically, okay? But that's my last video. For some reason, my last marriage it was the straight one out here when I'm in. I made like a million disclaimers saying that like, oh yeah, it's not like platitudes, blah, blah, blah. A million disclaimers. And there are people in the comments being like, well, actually, we realize they're not all like that. Like, some of you niggas got comprehension skills so low that it hurts. It hurts me to know that you exist. But yeah, we have to stop. We have to stop treating marriage itself like a prize. To be real, I think that's the problem. And there's something. Sometimes I'll be talking and I'm like, there's something I want to say. I don't know exactly what the words are, but they'll come out eventually if I keep talking. That's we have to stop treating marriage as a prize. Like I said, it's not automatic. I'm actually going to treat a good marriage like a prize. Fine, okay. But again, the response to me, commenting on this shouldn't be you're not married, you're not married, you're not married. Because even outside of me being a young nigga low key, not being married is completely fine. Okay, and not being married is better than being in a weak ass marriage like this. Okay, and like, this is a very simple concept, and I feel like these videos, honestly, are the hardest to make because I feel like I'm explaining concepts, but there were so many people who had problems with what I said on Twitter. I'm like, am I missing something? Not am I wrong? I know I'm correct, but I'm just like, how do I need to explain this in order for it to come across right? Because then it just feels like I feel like this right here, even I just like self-explanatory. Like, I don't think something that people have a problem, but when a bunch of people do, like when a bunch of people have problems with something that I think is common sense, I struggle with explaining it because I'm like, I don't know this stuff. It's easy for me to like make a video when it's like 17 times 38 to the 45th power, and like people don't know what that is, and I feel like I'm kind of like actually explaining like a real argument, real thought process that goes deeper than extremes or stuff. Versus a situation where it feels like people aren't understanding that 2 plus 2 equals 4, and it's like, okay, how deeply do I need to dissect 2 plus 2 equals 4 to understand? Because you feel like you would just be able to take 2 and 2 and be like, okay, guys, like it's 4. But it's like, okay, do I need to explain what 1 is? So then when they get to 2, they're confused. Or like, it's like it's so simple that it's almost more difficult to explain because it's like they're so stupid in a way where I can't even empathize with what they're not understanding. I think that's what it is. It's like there's sometimes that people get things wrong, and I'm like, okay, I see how they could come to that stupid conclusion. This, I don't know how people are getting to the stupid conclusions that they're coming to. Right? Like, I know they're wrong, and I can vaguely explain why they're wrong, but like, I don't know how they're doing it. Like, I don't know how you're getting it. Like someone says 2 plus 2 is 7. It's like, I don't know how you possibly could have thought it equals 7. So yeah, anyways, I hope I pled my case in a good way. But yeah, thank you for watching. Oh no, I want to say one thing. Guys, I don't know how I feel about coffee. I have such conflicting feelings. Because right now, I feel like this is a little bit of a I feel like SCIC right now. Like, I'm so tired. I'm very, very exhausted. But earlier, like in the morning when I had coffee, like I was so alert. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know how to be this alert. But then like, the crash hit so hard. Like, so like I'm in the spot now where it's like, I don't know if I want to drink coffee so I can be like super alert for a bit and then like just feel like complete garbage for the rest of it, or if I just want to be in that midpoint where I'm like kind of tired but like I can power through and do stuff for the entire day. I don't know. Or maybe I'm not getting good enough sleep in general, and that's the problem overall. But yeah, I figure. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not. I'm so sorry. I love you. Okay, oh, and remember, you're so sorry for that too. Yeah, I love you. Have a great day. Night. This we did. Apparently, a popular video game playing couple has broken up recently and gotten a lot of controversy. Now, personally, I'm not that genre of nerd, so I don't really know who these people are. But there's a lot of discourse around the that's worth discussing. Here's like a little breakdown here. I'll read it quickly for you. Hey, everybody. Tyson and I feel ready to share some personal news. Okay, her name is apparently Kaide. Okay, we've actually been broken up for quite some time now. To the end of our relationship, we came to a realization that wasn't easy to accept. We had stopped growing as individuals. For most of our relationship, we did everything together. Work together, having interests together, pretty much everything together. We even joked in the past that although we were together for 6 years, it felt like at least 30. We moved in together just weeks after meeting. Crazy, trust me, over that. From ages 17 to 24, that was all we knew. Over time, it became clear that we needed space to grow our own people separate. Okay, as I said, we know that we're not for 15, but the truth is, we grew apart. There was no wrongdoing, no resentment, and no single event causes. We still care deeply about each other, genuinely the best for one another. We're also incredibly grateful for the time and life we share together. Thank you for spending your lives. Now, you guys think I'm stupid because I read with the cursor going across. Please don't. I was doing that because I felt like you asked individuals. I promise I'm reading. Anyways, let me get going. Okay, there's kind of a lot to unpack there, which I didn't even think about first. But reading out loud, you moved together after weeks of knowing. Okay, also a little bit of what I was mentioning. Apparently, a few years ago, the woman that came through and the guys that go through. Both things didn't lie anything. I just think what they did in the past was very, very stupid. There are people bashing numbers like that, which, you know, I was at like 17 to 24. I usually I was in two relationships at 23. And I felt like I was saying. And so I was like, actually, I was 22 to 23. But anyways, imagine how old you are, right? 17 to 24. Like, anything about how much you changed and evolved as a person. Like, you just like you're from 17 to 20. Like, I remember when I was younger, I just did not understand the concept of people being like, oh, like, kids like relationships too young, you know, like, wait till you're older. So like, I'm assuming like, but like, when you're this young, and the thing is, this isn't about like holding out. They're not telling you like, oh, you gotta try to see with a whole bunch of different people, see if you like are as a person. And I'm not saying like it never works or anything like that. You're just completely messed up. But just like going through like with this safety belt, I love her. So my mom is obviously different relationship. My mom was 20, right? Her twin sister passed away when they were like 40s. She never recovered from that moment straight up. Because like, really think about it, there was this person that has been developing with you the entire time. You know what I mean? And they're always where you've been happy to develop because you had this person. And her instance, it literally like with you alongside. So that's when you lose that person, you have to become like a person again, right? And yeah, that's part of it. That's literally from birth to like being 40. That is completely insane. But I'm saying like the it's 17 to 24. Like you're living with a romantic partner from you 17 to 24. Who are you? Genuinely, it's just so intertwined in your mind. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's okay. Like if you're happy in a relationship, I'm not telling you you have to break up this person. But I'm just saying there's so much value in being by yourself, right? And I'm not just the same reason why I always encourage people to not, for one, so like when you're in college, go far away from home, and to not overly contact your family. Because one day your mom's gonna die, your dad is going to die. Like they are going to die, bro. It could be soon, it could be tomorrow, it could be next day. They are going to die. Your family members, they're going to die. But like, it's like regardless, you're gonna be sad when it happens. But like, you want to cope when it happens. Like, do you want people who will never recover from losing that relative, or do you want to be able to have built up a certain portion of yourself outside of that person? So when they die, yes, you're sad, yes, you mourn, but you're still complete, right? And I'm saying this mainly to say this is a 100% valid reason to break up. Because bro, when you're never from below breaking up, because I'm telling you, bro, this didn't happen now. These are the kind of people where they break up at 34 and they're completely just for the rest of their lives. They have no idea what to do. They never dated, they never socialized truly as a young adult. So now like, they're literally just like zombies. So that's what they do. I'm thinking this is about the reason for breaking up because a lot of people in their context. I saw another post where like he sacrificed his career, like build up their platforms or whatever. Okay, and here's like more information. Basically, he just helped her when she had cancer, like, and he paid for a lot of it, and also kept her streams or whatever up while she was out. Like, he helped make sure like her fan base didn't do it. But again, my main concern is that money. And yes, I didn't know that information. I was recording that does not change. I have to stay honest. Except if anything's like that, bro. If he was in a situation where she's like using him for something, so I'm not saying what she did, but he should know better and he's stupid for putting himself in that situation. If you're putting all this money, all this effort into this person, you know eventually you break up. You have to prepare for that. Like personally, that's something I mean, it's easy to say person. Like you're making sure I'm going to understand there's a possibility. I'm always telling you guys to not do shit. Because if I take some hospital bills and end up I'll be pissed about it for sure. But if I was in a situation where someone offered to pay my hospital bills, I'm not going to turn them down, and that's what you got for me. Like that's why like, I'm always going to be like, hey, like no one should feel entitled to these certain things. But when I say that at the same time, like when they're offered these things, I don't expect them to turn it. Like me in person, I'm not going to hey, like me on the couch, I'm going to be mad at you. But if you give me $100, I'm going to accept. If you use your free will to offer me $100, then you should really have. Again, when you do these gestures, you do it with the understanding that this person may not return the favor or be able to return the favor. And I mentioned this like, again, if you have a standard where it's like, okay, I did this for you, I expect like similar kind of back. Of course, you can leave if those needs aren't getting met. Like you're on kind of like, it's not uncommon for relationships to have some failure anymore for them. But it's a lot less people be like, oh my gosh, I hate this person, they suck because I offer this kind of kindness on my heart and they didn't offer the same kindness. You know, like what is she supposed to do about that? Is it her getting money from okay, she's supposed to love him, like she has to love him, is he entitled to that? No. And that's why I touch on this. I'm not going to go through all kinds of with you, like people all views of like, oh, he's with you have cancer, and now you're leaving him constantly said or do whatever you do. But for all we know, he could have been the one initiated the breakup. And here's the thing, people being like, oh, you know, he's never physical touch or doing this and that. Here's the thing, I am a big proponent of there are other men who involve themselves in men that they aren't attracted for long periods, for 4 weeks, years, and then they break up and they realize they're not attracted to them. Okay, like that's the thing that happens. And then like, of course, there's sometimes people where you know in their youth they didn't get the experience of bang. And this is why when people tell me like I'm married, oh my gosh, it's more about how they're less likely to stay all the time. If you're the same person saying, oh my gosh, she's leaving him, she's all out, I don't hear you talk about it. The concept of someone leaving someone because they want to see like these are all real concepts, all things that happen, right? Like, you've seen women online, echo these same stuff that they do. Okay, however, I'm sorry, but the evidence here does not lend itself to anything. I mean, we can't say it has to happen just because we feel like that's what happened with no other evidence pointing towards it. And yeah, it would be one thing if the information presented anything. So that's just this is a completely valid reason to break up something. It's a really valid thing, right? You're not reinventing the wheel and saying it's just some magical reason that you never make it. That's right, cancer. Tough luck, not cancer. Actually, yeah, no, I still can't talk about it personally. But tough luck as far as like stay with a cancer and you know, and people like, oh, like you were to leave her. I think that's where pessimism is. I feel like that view, obviously many things. That view comes from not even not shitting myself. Really don't, but it's a fear of themselves. Because here's the thing, it was a situation where again she had cancer and she left him as soon as she like cleared up the cancer because she wanted to go out, do whatever. She never tried to him. Tough luck. You know what I mean? And that's why I've been having to tell a lot of people. Like, that's the but like deciding that you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody is never going to be. This is not how to be with her. It's not how to be with her because he stayed with her through cancer because he sacrificed his career. Whatever that means, he doesn't have to be with her because he gave her a platform. That's just not how these things work. When you are in a relationship, you do things to contribute to the relationship. And if you are not emotionally prepared for that to end up being nothing when the relationship ends, then you never should have gotten in a relationship. And I say this as someone who's experienced. I've gotten into relationships with women where I want to leave on man, I swear all this time, which I'm not going to do. Well, I'm all this time, I don't all over. I'm not really, I'm not saying that. All I'm not saying that person that person is not resting much about. I should have and I realize that, and I just kind of end up like a lot of you. I feel like on the internet has everyone believing that they're mature enough to be in a relationship, and a lot of you guys aren't. Like, a relationship is a particularly. I'm saying men with this specific. There are a lot of them that aren't in a relationship. Trust me, I know for actually no, I say both, but that's the concept of being in a relationship. You don't even understand each other. And the concept of breaking up is inherently this person. And people do this. Women that leave on the guys like tears, and they're like, oh, why not say this? I'll they do think, oh, my God, your flowers. Oh, yeah, gotta do this, gotta buy this and that. So then because I know that this person you're dealing with is a person. They might leave. And actually, I like this thing bad. You can have patriarchy and that's not people point out. But I do this. What's this concept of you do everything right, and this person can leave you. If she not treat you right, like those things happen. You're not treating right, shame you. Like yeah, that's shame on that person. But you're not entitled to have someone be sitting just because you're trying to rest. The same thing I did before. I wasn't entitled to be on the field just because I was trying so. Now I thought there's a new wave. Sometimes it's a movement where it's like they're not comfortable with that. Sometimes you're just not good enough. Sometimes you're too ugly. Sometimes your personality is what match. You like a lot. You like her too much. These things happen. So many people want to get in a relationship. Some form of power. But no relationship is the same. It's not just people arguing. I don't like it. But clearly people that just is the person. Sometimes the person that relationship have me trying to have it. What's the problem? Sometimes you don't focus on it. I know I'm Missouri saying that how you listen for years and never got knowledge, right? That's ignorant and experience. Like, I still stand by things like that is not what I'm clapping first. I'm telling you the stuff. Jimmy, why is it not hurting to make you comfortable?
Wasn't even gonna restart. This thing almost sold. This thing a character, bro.
A car accident this morning. Basically,
What?
sorry for the late upload tonight. Got in a car accident this morning. Basically, and what's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. Sorry for the late upload tonight. Got in a car accident this morning. Basically, a nice young couple pulled out into the middle of an intersection, directly in front of me, and well, in front of us. Anyway,
He's
crashed into
making
them.
this for
They
the
were super sorry.
lawyer.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, we were on our phone. But you know, no one was hurt. Our car wasn't too badly damaged. Their front bumper was pretty badly ripped off, but you know, it happens. Also, yesterday I was, you know, I was about to give up on the hair growth because it was in my eyes. I could never see. I was about to get it cut, and then so my girlfriend just braided it up so it wouldn't be in my eyes.
Oh my
As you can see, it's all
god,
braided.
bro.
just for the nighttime, you know, to keep it out of my eyes, and I'll just wear a hat during the day. So yeah, I kind of look like a Samoan. I feel like I look like an islander more so now. Like I should be doing the haka. And then yeah, the other thing was that I did a say it with your chest on my Instagram, and yeah, man, y'all be going through it and shit. And so I thought tonight would be a good night. You'll see this tomorrow, whatever you're doing, and you can listen to some emails. Man, I love reading emails. Also, the cut's getting kind of fucked because I've been so busy. We had you know, my girlfriend's family was staying with us and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get back into what I have always done. Every time I cut, every time you see me super shredded and big on Instagram. I didn't want to do it this time because I wanted to take it slow, but I am going to start running again. The treadmill just doesn't work for me. The Stairmaster, it just doesn't work for me. I need to go outside and, you know, put some miles in. You know what I'm saying? Put like 5-6 miles in 5 days a week. You know what I mean? In the morning. Helps my mind work. All right, first email we got from a girl that just says male loneliness epidemic ? Hey, horse meat. What's up? What's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. Sorry for the late upload tonight. Got in a car accident this morning. Basically, a nice young couple pulled out into the middle of an intersection directly in front of me, and well, in front of us. Anyway, crashed into them. They were super sorry. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we were on our phone." But you know, no one was hurt. Our car wasn't too badly damaged. Their front bumper was pretty badly ripped off, but you know, it happens. Also, yesterday I was you know, I was about to give up on the hair growth because it was in my eyes. I could never see. I was about to get it cut, and then so my girlfriend just braided it up so it wouldn't be in my eyes. As you can see, it's all braided. Just for the nighttime, stuff like that. So I'm gonna get back into what I have always done. Every time I cut, every time you see me super shredded and big on Instagram. I didn't want to do it this time because I wanted to take it slow, but I am going to start running again. The treadmill just doesn't work for me. The Stairmaster, it just doesn't work for me. I need to go outside and, you know, put some miles in. You know what I'm saying? Put like 5-6 miles in 5 days a week. You know what I mean? In the morning. Helps my mind work. All right, first email we got from a girl that just says male loneliness epidemic ? Hey, horse meat. I found you originally through my ex-boyfriend's liked reels. At first I thought you were a misogynist, but after a while I realized you actually had some points, and now I love your videos. Oh, thank you. Here's my situation. I met this guy through a date.
What? What did he just say?
Through my ex-boyfriend's liked reels. At first I thought you were a misogynist, but after a while I realized you actually had some points, and now I love your videos. Oh, thank you. Here's my situation. I met this guy through a dating app. I'm a 21-year-old girl who just graduated and new to my city, so I really didn't know what to expect, and I downloaded it for fun. It was Hinge, if that makes it slightly less degenerate. I met this guy, we went on 3 dates together. On the first date, he let me know that he's an entrepreneur, doesn't have any friends, and only goes to the gym. I don't know if guys like say that. I mean, the entrepreneur one's pretty good, but doesn't have any friends. I don't know if that's something you should tell a girl on the first date, like, oh yeah, like nobody fucks with me. Like literally no one fucks with me at all. I have no friends, I have no meaningful connections and shit. I don't go anywhere except the gym. I don't do shit. I don't know if that's something that you guys should be saying on the first date. Not a great opener as it sounds online. I chose to look past that, and I told him that that was okay and cool. We actually had an okay connection, but I realized he lacked some social skills. I still chose to go out on a second date because maybe he was just nervous. However, on the second date, I realized he was moving kind of fast, as in asking strangers to take pictures of us and touching me a lot. All right, guys, here's another tip. Second date, and you don't really know the girl that well. Don't touch her, like, at all, really. I mean, like, I guess, like, there's situations where touching is okay, but, you know, if you don't know her and the vibes really aren't like that, then there's really no reason to touch someone. Second, asking strangers to take pictures of you guys, it could be cute, but it also couldn't be, so it's kind of like a coin flip. I mean, you don't really know this girl, so don't do either of those things. And he wanted to hang out for 8 hours when it was supposed to be a 3-hour date. He let me know he's going to therapy for depression and is currently numb to the world. All right, tip number 3, guys. Telling a girl that you're interested on the second date that you're numb to the world and going to therapy for depression and mental health issues, not attractive, not a great look, guys. I don't know if you guys, if this is game. I don't know if there's like, maybe you're watching someone on the internet and he's like giving out game and this is the game, like, yo.
This nigga watch the ass with gold.
You know, touch her overly, make sure she knows that you don't have it, nobody fucks with you, and that you have mental health issues that you're getting treated for medically. Just tell her all that shit. I don't know if someone's giving you guys that game, but I'm telling you, I don't think that's gonna work. He told me he was lost on what to do with his life. Tip number 4, guys, don't vent to a girl about your secret problems that you're struggling with on the second date. You can do that maybe deep in the relationship. You can confide, like, look, I'm struggling with this. But second date, you know, dumping out all your struggles and shit. Like, look, man, a lot of us don't know what we're doing in life, but I'm not gonna tell a girl I'm interested that on the second date, right? And I'm like, hey, you know, I'm extremely depressed. I don't know what I'm doing in life. Like, and I just start getting existential and shit, and hey, everything's hopeless. I look at the rope at least twice a day. You know what I'm saying? I dream about the barrel deep in my throat. I don't think you guys should be doing that. So 4 tips here. So she went on the 3rd date with him. On the 3rd date, he had a breakdown and started crying and tells me he's severely depressed and has no friends since he goes to a commuter school. No experience with women, and he was previously obese and now working out a lot. Tip number, what is this, 5? Don't trauma dump on the 3rd date. I don't know. You know, I honestly see this like, as like a mental illness, as like a social mental illness. It's like when you don't have social skills, you just dump it all out. You're like, oh, like here's everything that's wrong with me. You start crying and shit. What happened to just being mysterious a little bit? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all to be fucking Batman, you know, and don't say shit and trying to be all fucking mystery shit. That's not what I'm saying, but what I am saying is you don't have to just dump out everything in your soul immediately. It scares people, you know? Take notes of that if you didn't know that prior. And he gets very lonely and goes a lot of places just by himself and sits and stares. Yeah, why are you even adding that shit in? I mean, like the fact she knows all this, he's like, yeah, and also I'm lonely as hell. I just be going places by myself and sitting there for hours alone, and I cry and shit. Girls aren't gonna be like, oh damn, I want him to fuck me now. Oh, fuck me, please. I need to get it together. Just be normal. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is why I love movies and TV shows. I'm a huge movie guy. I watch so much shit. I like so much anime. I read so much manga, so many movies, all the shows coming out. Like, I don't actually watch YouTube that much anymore, except for my favorite YouTubers. I can give you guys a list. I do watch my favorite YouTubers while I eat, but I don't doom scroll. I don't do anything like that because I love watching movies, shows. And I feel like growing up watching all these movies, I could kind of get a sense of, like, through characters, like, what's weird behavior and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Watch some movies, guys. I tried my best to comfort him and give him advice, but I didn't really know what to do. Now, I guess my question is this. How can young women successfully date men who are fighting this male loneliness epidemic, and should we even try it? Anyways, I hope this doesn't get lost in the sea of emails, and I love your vids. And, dude, you know what's funny is there's been a lot of incels in the comments lately because I've been talking about the virginity thing, the sex thing, the dating thing, and they're like, oh, all women are this and that. You know, and we're sub 5 and like a bunch of black pill bullshit. But I want you to listen to this girl. This is what she's dealing with. Do you really blame girls for not being super accepting to guys? Like, and I wouldn't even blame her at all. Let's say you're a girl, right? For you guys watching this, even if you're a black pill 5, whatever the fuck. What's the word? It's like the 5 kiss. I've been seeing a kissless, hugless version or some shit. God, I'm learning the lingo. Say you've been transformed into a girl. You meet 5 guys. You go on 5 dates, and this is your experience for all 5. I'd feel suspicious towards men too. I'd be like, what's going on with men? Why are they all weird as shit? You know what I'm saying? Now on the other side of that, I also get, like, as a guy, you go on 5 dates, you also have 5 bad experiences, and you're like, all right, what the fuck is wrong with women? And I think that's part of the problem today. It's like, men and women have never misunderstood each other more than they do now. Like, look at this shit. This is a horrible fucking experience. You know what I mean? And this is actually a lot of girl experiences nowadays. A lot of guys don't understand that because they can't put themselves in the mind of a girl. And a girl can't put themselves in the mind of a guy on what each other's going through. You know, and that's why all of our great-grandchildren will be named Muhammad. We all will be taken over by Indian people and Middle Eastern Muslim people. I don't know if you guys saw the other video where I was talking about how they're taking, like, Islam people are kind of like taking over Canada and Europe, you know? This is part of the reason, you know? All the people from the first world,
Yo, what is he?
all of the men and women hate each other. No one's having kids.
What
How
race
the fuck
is
are
he?
people supposed to get married and have kids when this is the situation for girls? They got half the guys are black pill incels. We're all just gonna get overrun by Indians and, you know, Middle Easterns. Enough, they will outbreed all of us, and they will be the majority race of the world if they aren't already. And all of our great-grandchildren will be named Muhammad or Ahmed. And I want everyone to come to terms with that and accept that today. Accept that that is our future. I'm looking for another email right now, and I see this
This is satire. Okay.
title that just says minor issues. I don't even know if I want to click on that. This is a short one. I can't
No.
come during sex. I think I've talked about this before, but so I've been dating this girl for 3 months and the sex is great, but I can't come. I be pounding her shit for 3 hours straight, and that is cap. 3 hours of pounding, then you're not pounding her. Because if you can maintain it for 3 hours, then you're not pounding her. But I can't come for some reason. I think it's because I used to goon too much and my dick is used to my hand, which I do. That is exactly why. Basically, you gotta stop watching porn and you gotta stop beating off.
Yeah, that's not why.
Here's the deal. If you're really having that much of an issue, you have to do what I call dick deprivation. Can't touch your dick, can't jerk off, can't goon, can't jelk, you know, all those terms and such. Basically, quit porn, first thing, mental, destroy it. Quit porn, that's the first one. Easier said than done. You can watch my videos on how to quit porn. Quit porn, don't jerk off at all, to the point where you're so horny you can't even breathe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys have ever tried NoFap. I tried NoFap one time. I was so horny that my stomach hurt all the time and my dick was constantly hard. It was like it was weird because like normally I get erections in the morning. I'd get them, you know, when I'm aroused, obviously. But when I tried the NoFap, it was just random hardness throughout the day, left and right. Like, oh, it's up and down, it's random, right? And then I got past that to the point where that was still happening and I was so horny, so like ravished, you know what I'm saying? That it like hurt my stomach. I was like, it's like my stomach was hurting. I was so horny, like I would do anything just to, you know, bust a fat load. And only once you've gotten there and you've held that for a good period of time, then, you know what I'm saying, you're starving to get in that vagina. You're just like all you can think about. And when you go in there, I promise you, you're gonna bust. I promise you. You know, don't look at any porn, don't beat off, don't do any of that, and I promise you'll be good. Honestly, you'll probably bust too fast. But then, after that, then you just do it more consistently and you'll last longer. Don't check off, don't watch porn, don't goon. Porn is actually the #1 thing that can lead to this. Porn is like can definitely lead to this performance anxiety, but definitely porn and masturbating too much with your hand. Body's used to your hand. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever only
Why does he keep pausing, bro?
like lay down when you jacked off. When you try and stand, it's a lot harder to nut. It's the same way from going from hand to vagina. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing it too much with your hand, you just gotta stop, pretty much. All right, I skimmed this email. It says, Logan, I need your help ASAP. I'm
I skimmed.
here, and basically we have an OG watcher. What's up, horse meat? Another day, another dollar, huh? Another day, another dollar. First up, have to say it, been watching you for years and I really love your videos. Thank you, I appreciate that, man. I think we're the same age, 23. Yes, we are. So I can really relate to the videos and I love to listen to them while chilling. Anyway, bro, I need your help. Just like you, I like to have good sex and try things out with women. I do partake. I've had a lot of cool and funny stories, like sex with a 40-year-old, funny places, kinks, etc. Sex was always great until I had an ex who really fucked me mentally. Look, man, I've been there. It sucks. My third and last girlfriend is cool and all, but sex didn't really work with her. She always said it hurt a lot. It's a bit bigger, really not trying to flex, and I just had to accept it. Bro's packing meat, you know what I'm saying? Hurting his girl. It was really bad, and I know how you're gonna react now, but we only had sex like once every month or two. You know what I call that? I call that holiday sex. It's like when you have sex on holidays because it's so infrequent. On my birthday, I never really got head or anything, and I even told her this stuff, and it didn't get better until we broke up. I don't know if that's the reason, but lately I've been coming really fast in bed, much faster than I used to. I usually would last 15 minutes, which is okay, and then even if I came, I would continue sometimes to pleasure the girl. Well, lately, I could come after like 1 minute, and I don't know why or how and what to do about it. Been reading so much shit on Reddit and watched some videos, even talked to a homie, and I just don't seem to get the point. Do you do something to last longer? Do you know someone who's had this, and can you tell me advice on maybe how to make this shit stop? I have a girl who I could have something for fun with. She's really chill, but I don't want to because I always come so fast and it makes me feel like shit. It takes away my energy, it makes me feel sad, unconfident. What can I do to help? I've heard of a couple ways to help, which is kind of I've never tried this one. I'm gonna tell you mine. All right, I'll tell you mine first. So the biggest problem is not enough sex. See, I think what happened is once you went from once every month, like month or 2 months, it became so rare that when it finally happened, your body has just been building that up and you just bust instantaneously. Juices everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I think your body had too much buildup. Now, it seems as though you're not in a relationship anymore and you're kind of like talking to girls, and so you can't build it back up. You know what I'm saying? So I've always said that frequent sex is the best way to go about it. So like a good way is like let's use a day for example, right? Let's say you have this problem, you nut in a minute, right? But
I'm
everyone
pretty far in
has
space
their limits, right? Let's say you have sex with a girl and you nut in 1 minute. Now, to train that, I feel like what I would do is I would go multiple times that day, right? Second round, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a minute again. You don't even want to have sex a third time, right? Because now you busted twice. You're like, oh shit, this is a lot, right? But you lock in. Let's say you go for round 3, and obviously with a girl who's like wanting to do this, round 3, you've already nutted twice. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit, oh fuck, man. Like, you're gonna last longer that third time because it's like, you know, I think you kind of get what I'm saying. It's the third time, you know what I'm saying? If you nut in a minute again, like, which I doubt you would, it probably, let's say it gets to 5 minutes. It takes you 5 minutes to nut, way longer. You're like, because you're emptying the balls at this point, right? You're trying to get to the point where you're shooting blanks, right? It's like, 5 minutes this time, right? I feel like it would be longer by the third nut, but, you know, let's say you even grind harder, fourth time, you're like, you barely can even, you're like, my dick hurts, you know, I can't even do it anymore, right? Fourth time, you're like, 10, 15 minutes there because it's so hard to know. You're shooting blanks, right? Let's say you're even more locked and you go a fifth time in the same, you know, like not back to back, but you know what I'm saying? Fifth time, you're like, oh, fuck. You know, this could be 20 minutes. Now let's say even a sixth time. And you go a fifth time in the same because it's so hard anymore, right? Fourth time, you're like, 10, 15 minutes there because it's so hard.
I zoned out at the third time, bro.
Hard to know. You're shooting blanks, right? Let's say you're even more locked and you go a fifth time in the same, you know, like not back to back, but you know what I'm saying? Fifth time, you're like, oh, fuck. You know, this could be 20 minutes. Now let's say even a sixth time, seventh. I mean, by the eighth, ninth time, bro, it's taking you 30 minutes to nut. Your dick is hurting like shit. It's throbbing in pain. Taking you 30 minutes to nut. You're just like, oh, fuck, and you're pounding the whole time. But, right, I know that's not a realistic solution if you don't have a girlfriend or someone that you're willing to do that with. I had a buddy actually go through the same scenario because you asked for a story. He was dating a girl where he was in the same situation. I remember he'd call me about it. He was pissed, right? Because it was a bad relationship. They'd fight all the time. They'd have sex like once every 2 months. And I think she complained that the sex wasn't good, right? But his argument was that it's like, dude, we have sex once every 2 months, so as soon as I get in there, I bust instantaneously. And then because of that, she's like, oh, well, the sex is bad, so let's not have sex again for another 2 months or something like that. And he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't get better at it I can't fix this unless we're having sex more, but because it's, you get the conundrum, you know, it's a paradox almost. And now I'll tell you another solution that I've heard online. I've never tried, but I heard edging does help. Kind of the opposite as the other guy over here. See, like, because the other guy couldn't nut. What you could do also is just jack off hella before you fuck her. Like, I mean, you could, it's sort of the same premise, right? Let's say you jack off twice before having sex with her. You're already on the third one. You're probably not going to be that as into it as much, but you'll definitely last
That's
longer.
not what that is,
People
bro.
do this. I don't recommend it because it's kind of sad. You know, and if the girl found out that you were jacking off 2 times before having sex with her just to last longer, I think she'd be kind of offended a little bit. Like, what the heck, man? That cum was for me. So, you know, that's another thing you could do. I've heard edging helps. I've personally never edged. Actually, that's a lie. I edged once. You know, I was like, all right, let me see what the hype is about back when I was doing that kind of shit, right? And you know, with the edging thing, like I looked up what it was, and it's basically bringing yourself to about to nut. You stop, let it go down, right? Do it again, right to the brink of nutting, stop. And then you rinse and repeat, and then finally you nut. And when I finally did it, I shit you not, it was painful. The nut was not, it hurts. It was pain. It was like a painful nut. It was like, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot different. I would never edge again. It was like a one-time sort of thing, but I would never do it twice. But I heard that could help too. But yeah, so those are some things you can do. All right, I want to have a longer video for you guys today, a little bit longer, because I know some of you guys like to listen to this, so this is the last one. I know this one's gone a little long. Am I a hoe, and is it ruining my relationships? From a female. Hey, Worst Meat, I recently started getting into your videos, and I love how real they are. Thank you, I appreciate it. What's today? That was 17 days ago. I need your honest feedback. I'm a 19-year-old female, 20 in a month and a half, and my body count is 23. I know that sounds pretty bad, and maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not judging, bro. We listen and we don't judge. I lost my virginity at 16 with my first boyfriend, and I loved him very much, but when I found out he cheated on me and we broke up, I went kind of crazy out of spite, I think. You know, I have a theory that every hoe, some guy made them that way. And for every guy who's traumatized by girls. Some girl made him that way. It's just a personal thought I've had before. I caught 7 more bodies in 6 months, and after that, I met my next boyfriend. I fell in love again, even harder this time, but 5 months later found out he was also cheating on me. This absolutely destroyed me, and I went back to my old ways, fucking a bunch of guys and to try and get back at him. See, that's never the way to go. I mean, shit, that's sad. I'm not gonna lie, that shit's sad. I was single for 3 years after that, and after the first year of fucking around on guys, I started to slow down and eventually stopped altogether. The last 2 years, I've barely been with anyone new until I met my most recent boyfriend, and barely 2 months in, I discovered he was also cheating on me, so I broke. What's with these dudes, and what, you keep picking guys who cheat on you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the 3rd one. I mean, at what point are you gonna be like, why do I keep choosing these guys? What's your kind of taste in men? You know? Anyway, he was also cheating on me, so I broke up with him. I don't really know what to do at this point or what I'm doing wrong. All I can think about is when they find out my body count, they lose respect for me. Yeah, that might be, I ain't gonna lie, that might be it. That might be part of it. But I mean, I'm not gonna say that there isn't guys out there who don't care. I mean, that's very possible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I heard 23, I'd be like, whoa. You know, I'd be a little 1,000-yard starey, you know. Hey, that's just me though. I ain't shaming you at all. Hey, I live your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying personal wise. I've always been honest about my body count, but should I start saying it's less? What they don't know won't hurt them, right? See, this is a hard thing to say because it's like, I mean, dude, guys would be like, oh, I know every guy's probably like, oh, you know, because, bro, that shit, lying about that shit's, oh, that's a dirty thing to do. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I've always had this thought, like, if a girl was lying, how would you even know? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's like, how would you, like, really, how would you know? A girl could, let's say you're out of like, it's one thing when you're in college or in high school, right? Like, you know people, there's connect. Let's say you move to a new city and there's a girl and she tells you she has 3 bodies, right? You have no way of confirming or denying that. You know, she acts the part, you're like, all right, she has 3 bodies. I mean, there's no way you would really know. And, like, let's say in reality she has, like, 85, right? And then, you know, you fall in love with this girl, you marry her, you live out the rest of your life, you have a bunch of kids, you retire, you're 85, and she as you're dying, you know, you're on your deathbed, she like puts her hand on your shoulder and she's like, I lied about my body count, that shit was 85. There's really no way you would know. I mean, she's right. I don't believe in lying because that's kind of like that's the foundation of a relationship, is like, but some guys just don't want to ask. You know, it really depends on the guy. I mean, some guys will be like, don't even tell me, I don't want to know. And I met guys who don't care. And then, you know, a lot of guys do care, obviously. So I guess you just kind of have to find the right guy that kind of fits with, like, who you are and, you know, what you've, like, your whole past and shit. Personally, I've taken my relationships very seriously, and I only date guys I really like and see a real future with. I give my all for a relationship. I'm loving, honest, and genuine, and would never for a second cheat on anyone or even make them think that I might be cheating, so I just don't understand why it keeps happening to me. What's your taste in men? You know what I'm saying? Where are you finding these guys, right? Well, like, let's break it down here. Who are these guys? Where are you finding them? And what personality traits do you look for? And once you kind of identify what you like, maybe you'll see a pattern. It's like, oh, damn, like, I like, and you're like, oh, wait, I like rappers, you know what I'm saying, who rap about fucking bitches and getting money, and they're cheating on me? Fuck. How does this keep happening to me? You know, that's obviously an extreme example, but you know what I'm saying. It's like trends based on what you're going for. Maybe you gotta switch it up or something like that. And yeah, man, that's it for today's video. It's a little late, so I'm gonna edit this. It's a little longer, and then my Wi-Fi shit, so I have to send it to Dropbox to my computer. YouTube has to verify it, and then it'll go up. So whenever this goes up and whenever you watch, I hope you guys enjoyed. Code HORSEME on Civil Regime and Iron Crew for all my chains, including this white one. It's my little beach Iron Crew chain that I throw on when I go to the beach because I went to the beach today.
I hate kitty ass nigga, bro. Oh my god.
For the first time ever, there's more Americans using weed daily than drinking alcohol daily. And as someone who spent nearly a decade of their life doing this, getting geeked up on a daily basis, it took me a really long time to see weed for what it actually is. It's not this devil's lettuce, you know, you use it once, you're not going to be cooked. But this idea that it's this harmless drug, I found out the hard way, couldn't be more of a lie. I fell for it all. Like, I was a moron. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I started using it around 15. At the time, I think I just wanted to be cool. Like, I was an insecure little dude. I'm not going to lie. I was the shortest kid in my freshman class. Calling me a late bloomer would be an understatement. I didn't hit puberty and start growing until like junior year. So by senior year, I mogged, but
You're like,
Asmongold is basically saying people like Bonnie or people like Mahmoud Khalil who are speaking out against these atrocities deserve to be deported. How do you maintain a relationship with a person like that? Yeah, they're getting flamed into oblivion right now. Emeru's getting flamed into oblivion. Emeru's face when she asked to comment on ICE killing random people and racially profiling Americans, but she's just a bebe who cosplays and is friends with a bunch of grifters. I don't have any issues with Emeru, but let's be real. It is odd that she is like directly aligned with a bunch of these dickheads, right? It's weird because it was her head mod that asked her about ICE while attacking Hassan. Did she set this up with her head mod to open an attack on the left? They're coming after her when no one even asked. It's not my fault. All your close friends are Nazis. I don't think this is like a grand conspiracy, Michael from Pennsylvania. I think Ali Kitty, her head mod, was just basically making a joke. So what are your thoughts on ICE, Hassanet? It's so dumb. Like, what is a streamer saying ICE validated? It makes no sense. If a streamer saying ICE is not that consequential, then why do you guys mauled so much? Yeah, I think Hassanet is code for Sinner, right? They have to turn everything back to... They have to basically turn everything back to like something that like I taught people to hate ICE as though that's the reason why Sinna has an opinion on ICE. They're so stupid. Sean watched the VOD. The context that Emeru's going to China, so the joke was that Emmy is Hassanet. Oh, okay, because she's going to China too. And by the way, what's crazy is like she has a lot of reactionary, very close friends that are like insane, but like she lived with Bonnie, she lived with Sinna. You know what I mean? Like these are people who aren't bad people at all. These are people who are very kind people, very nice people. I'm not just talking about their politics. Anyway, maybe the head mod was making a joke about like her going to China and you know how she's turning into me or something, right? Whatever. So what are your thoughts on ICE as a follow-up joke to this? Ends up getting her in a lot of trouble because she responds like this. And I'll be honest, like this is I saw some of this response. It's not very it's a ridiculous response, okay?
Stat where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to like get off the internet. Like just stop. Like hello? Like
this take in and of itself is also like interesting because like there are a lot of people, because she has a shared audience with Asmongold. Asmongold raids her all the time. They have a podcast together. A lot of her shared audience gets their notes from a political content creator. For me, at least, I try to provide like some information for people. You know what I mean? I try to do like news coverage. I was with the DSA slate yesterday. I collaborate with, people who I align with ideologically, from, Zoran Mamdani all the way to congresspersons. Asmongold doesn't do any of that shit. He's just chirping like a reactionary mouthpiece, like a bot that's just like feeding into a machine, the most right-wing position that is palatable at the time. And his audience loves that shit.
I don't, like, what? Like, how am I gonna, I don't know, get help? Like, even, like, I don't know.
I'll be honest, this to me reveals that like she knows where her bread is buttered. Like she knows that like a big chunk of her audience is a bunch of racist chuds, and that's precisely the reason why she's trying to like not come out with a statement and is instead tackling the question itself by being like, "Why are you asking me? I'm just a content creator."
I don't know what that is. Like, I genuinely have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is your opinion on ICE? She doesn't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is Hassanet? I don't know what. Oh, no, I know what ICE is. I thought. Okay, never mind. That's you? What the fuck? Like, I do. Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like,
no, her head mod didn't ask the question because it was planned. You guys are. Sometimes things are not as complex, dude. Why would she quite literally plan to get ass blasted up and down the timeline for a week and a half?
if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics.
The actual reason for why she's saying this is because she doesn't want to offend the sensibilities of her right-wing audience that she shares with Asmongold. The catalyst for all this was actually Emeru complaining about people talking about how she'd never talk about anything political, not even the Epstein files or in other streamers' chats, which then prompted the Hassan comp comparison by our head mod, which they then 12 minutes later brought back. Some schizo was spamming my DM saying Nick is in the files, and I was like, good for you, dude. Our words be thinking you're Hassan. Yeah, well, what a lot of people don't understand is like, for a lot of these people, they have no understanding of politics. They have no understanding of like, you know, why people are voting for whoever. They just think about it in terms of personality. Many of you have a hard time comprehending this because you're a little bit better versed in the field of politics, because I try to educate you on things that are, you know, far beyond myself and my own personal fancy. If you think in terms of drama only when you talk about politics, everything goes back to people like myself. Because I happen to be the largest left-wing content creator in North America, everything is me. I've seen this. I've seen this with Ethan Klein's fan base as well. Ethan Klein's fan base will hear a politician literally say something about Palestine and go, oh, this guy's been brainwashed by Hassan. They'll hear Sam Cedar, a person 20 years my senior, who has been doing this for almost as long as I've been alive, say something that resembles my worldview, my opinion, and assume that I brainwashed Sam Cedar. You can only arrive at that position if you have no comprehension of ideology, you have no comprehension of political education, that your only understanding of politics revolves around content creators and personalities. I think a lot of you guys don't recognize exactly how stupid these people are. Like this person, Ali Kitty, legitimately thinks anything politics related is Hassan. Anything left politics related is Hassan. Anything right politics related is Asmongold. I don't understand why people are treating this as any different than the phenomenon we've seen forever with celebs. An internet personality being terrified to talk about anything remotely controversial and political. Yeah, it's cowardly, but this is hardly anything new or shocking. I agree. The only reason why it's you know, having a lot of impact in this space is because streamers are endlessly accessible. That's why. And people develop parasocial relationships that can go in either direction, either tremendous amounts of love or tremendous amounts of hatred, and it can flip instantaneously. And that's the reason why. For some reason, it's accepted to see right-wing takes as casual, but you can't say anything leftist because then you're political. Exactly. So the reason why, I think the reason why Emaru doesn't want to say anything here is because she doesn't want to offend the sensibilities of her audience. They used to call Bruce Hassan anytime he disagreed with Kai or rage about saying the R word, or even over the fact that he would ban transphobic chatters. Your name has always been used as a negative comparison when other streamers act in moral ways. I know, because they see me as the representation of everything that is like virtue signaling, everything that is objectively virtuous, like caring about, like having an empathetic worldview, caring about marginalized communities. But because they see everything that is a representation of that as like a demonstration of Hassan, this is the outcome of that idiotic way of seeing the world. But it's also doubly it's doubly controversial because Emaru is a close associate of Asmongold and was a close associate until recently, and I don't even know if she actually spoke out about it with Lakari and also Tectone. Like, I don't think she is personally like a bad person at all. I think she's a very kind person. She's a very nice person. I think like part of the reason why she doesn't want to speak about that is the same reason why many of my friends for the past 2 years and even to this day don't ever say a peep about Israel, or even if they say free Palestine, they won't get into the drama of it all. Like, they see Asmongold calling every Muslim pro-Palestinian content creator terrorist on a daily basis. You think they don't realize that that's like unimaginably racist? They do. They just don't want to offend the sensibilities of their audience, and they don't want to invoke the wrath of hell from a legion of Asmongold fans who will go and harass them. But now the environment is shifting back. Now people are more open about their worldview. They're unafraid. They are unafraid to say how they feel, because it's gotten to a point, it's reached a boiling point where these guys were unchecked for the longest time, and they would basically identify any kind of empathetic position as a bridge too far and immediately deliver the wrath of hell upon anyone that dares say, oh, I don't know about this Trump stuff, guys. It got so crazy that people are just like spamming the N-word, being Nazis, sig heiling and open in broad daylight.
The only words I don't say on stream are the ones that I will get banned for. I don't say those, not yet.
A lot of people are wondering, as you said last week.
You know, people said enough is enough. We don't want this. And now woke is returning. And that's precisely the reason why a lot of people, luckily, are now finding the courage to say those things. People like Asmongold can consistently repeat this notion that like they will punish anyone that speaks out, but it's going to get to a point where he is an island. Just as someone who was an anti-Zionist for, 10 to 12 years prior to October 7, very publicly, I always felt isolated from my peers, even in the progressive community, when I maintained this position. Nowadays, I don't feel so isolated. Why don't I feel so isolated? Because nowadays, people who are pro-Israel are actually stigmatized and isolated. This kind of social pressure plays a big role because a lot of people don't have the political education. They don't go on this journey on their own, and they just go along with whatever the prominent cultural undertones look like. And the pendulum is shifting now. It's shifting because not just myself, but because of you guys as well. You didn't stop. You kept your pursuit of advocacy. You consistently kept saying, nope, I can tell right from wrong. I'm going to say the truth. I don't give a what the punishments are. Asmongold turns up the heat after Hassan Piker's comment on the Emeru Ice situation. These woke narratives need to ramp up. Wait, what? I haven't seen the Emeru apology stuff. I was going to talk about it because like Asmongold apparently, like Emeru got yelled at because woke is back.
We do have to do something about this. And I will continue. Like, I think I might ramp up my hostility.
Go ahead, bitch. Go ahead. Ramp up your hostility.
Talking about.
hostility, cocksucker. Suck my fucking dick. Whoo! Smoke him if you got him, baby. Whoo! Suck it, bitch.
And I will continue. Like, I think I might ramp up my hostility.
Go ahead, bitch. Go ahead. Ramp up your hostility, cocksucker. Suck my fucking dick. Whoo! Smoke him if you got him, baby. Whoo! Oh yes. Go ahead, baby. Keep going. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the sweatiest losers to be even more sweaty. Bring it on.
I think we might need to ramp it up and be even more militant and aggressive at these people.
Bring it on. Suck my dick.
100%. Because if you're not, they'll do it to you. I'll link you guys like one of our Twitter communities. If one of the mods wants to link the Twitter community, we have Roach
He's literally talking about organizing harassment brigades. Asman is starting to steal takes and words from both you and Mike now. I know. Mike from PA has been going hard on this, and you said 10 words and they come at you. Yeah, because once again, I am seen as like the beacon of woke for these people. Yeah. Oh, Asmongold goes, hey, we got to get more aggressive. What are you going to do about it? Oh, we have a Twitter harassment community. So just what you've been doing already. What you've been doing already. Keep up. Keep at it. I'll keep tanking that shit. Let me tell you something. I was tanking that shit when no one else would take a stand. You think now I'm scared? Are you kidding me? Here is Woke Wilder's take, who once again has been another brave woke warrior who is in the Austin sphere of influence and has never shied away from letting his takes be known on this and has also routinely been yelled at. Routinely been called Hassan, by the way, ironically enough. They fucking love bringing that shit up. They love anyone and everyone that says anything remotely empathetic. They're like, oh, Hassan brainwashed you. Does he have blackmail on you? No, man. This person is a well-read individual who has an empathetic worldview. That doesn't, you are only demonstrating how stupid you and your friends are if your only association with politics is whichever content creator you've been taught to hate.
I said it's very difficult to have any tether to someone with the degree of like political influence. Like the cultural and political influence of Asmongold has become so enormous and so like publicly synonymous with the dismantling of good faith discourse in online spaces that it's very difficult to not have that friendship color what you'd go on to omit.
Yeah.
You know?
He's saying Emeru is so closely associated with Asmongold that it's virtually impossible.
On cases that he
Hold
of
on.
Asmongold
Slow
has
it
become
down.
someone with the degree of like
This in
political
1.2.
influence. Like the cultural and political influence of Asmongold has become so enormous and so like publicly synonymous with the dismantling of good faith discourse in online spaces that it's very difficult to not have that friendship color what you'd go on to omit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
He's saying Emeru is so closely associated with Asmongold that it's virtually impossible to not reflect on it when you think about what she says and what she doesn't say.
Like, I think the reason why people don't care about whether or not someone like Tyler One or like Clint Stevens or, you know, Squeaks, you know, I think the reason why people probably might not like constantly pry, press, or attempt to get positions out of them is because their affiliations don't suggest a sort of permissive attitude towards certain ideologies.
Yeah. You hang out with chuds, people are going to think, you know.
It's a difficult thing to have a public friendship with someone who is now become synonymous with like alt-right vitriol, and like to then not take a stance is probably where people are taking that issue, right?
So here's what she came out and said. Hello, it is very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question that included the word ICE. I'm not someone who normally comments on or gives my opinion on serious real-world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referring to the agency. You can see in the clip.
No comment.
When I say thoughts on ICE ? There's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I'm not. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying.
This Twitter?
There's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I'm not. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who's doing it. No one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who's doing it. but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political. It's basic human empathy. Okay, so she's anti-ICE. Good. I mean, there you go. She's saying it. I never make comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was a dishonest and intentionally maliciously clipped post. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers, and it's becoming more and more common. But it should go without saying, no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they're from. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try to focus my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than try to take up room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring this up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so that's why I avoided talking about it. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, assaults people.
Yo, this is AI. Is anyone who would rate this would hit tab at least once, bro? She's bugging.
People or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. I've always been a creator who is friends or on good terms with basically everybody, streamers in Texas, LA, in all different bubbles. And this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way into my circle, but it is certainly not because I am okay with the vile behavior, not abuse, not sexual assault, nor pedophilia. These guys did their best to hide their behavior, not only from me, but from everyone around us as long as they possibly could. Okay, if she's talking about tech tone, rape tone, I don't think he did a good job of hiding that. Like, he did not. He threatened another content creator with his father. Like, he would unveil his dad on another content creator.
It's allegedly not alleged.
As a threat, straight up. There was no point. I mean, that's crazy. Emerald and Tectone were chatting like 6 months ago, by the way. No, I know. But from everyone around us, as long as they possibly could, if serious allegations or evidence came out, I always immediately dropped them and vowed to never make content with them again. Basically, everyone in Austin did the same. These incidents, multiple of them, of course, were some the streamer community here talked about extensively and affected all of us. Would send a clear message that this type of shit isn't welcomed. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. Hopefully this makes it more clear. I mean, I don't think it makes it more clear. Missed the whole paragraph. Oh, I thought actions over words, never interacting with those people again and preventing them from being involved in the streamer community activities, a lot of which in Austin are hosted by me, would send a clear message that this type of shit isn't welcome. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. I will explain to you why this is also not fully clarifying exactly what happened here. And for the record, he did literally go, "Good morning. This is Nyara. Good morning. Quick reminder that I made Tectone so upset he threatened me with his rapist dad and has since then, like a completely normal person, done that to others. No one, and I mean no one, values a single about Nyara anymore. They're a professional R-word. Their words hold zero value and their existence means nothing. Next. Streamer Tectone challenges Hassan's father to fight his father. By the way, do not get knocked out around my dad. Who knows what he's going to do? Tectone's father was convicted of 14 charges, including sexually harassing 3 women and assaulting 5 women. I only read your ex's doc on you. That was enough for me to think you're a monster. Don't make me call my dad. You want him to rape me too." This dude was trying to deploy his dad like a fucking nuke. You know how like people say my dad could beat up your dad when they're children? Rape Tone was saying my dad could rape your dad. That's insane. Like, is your dad a rapist Pokemon? What do you mean you're going to deploy your dad to do rape? Anyway, the reason why I think it's important to identify exactly who Ember was talking about, and I'll explain to you why in a second, is because bad actors can still get away by engaging in denial to their communities. Well, hopefully this makes it more clear. It doesn't. I know this won't stop people from taking issue with the way I do things. I don't expect to. I'm saying this because I know my community and friends are fatigued. That's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I will continue doing what I usually do. I just wanted to finally say something because the speculation and lies were getting out of control. It'll likely continue, but I hope putting my stance out there will help those who already feel unsupported, unsafe, like there's one less person trying to send hatred their way. Well, here's Tectone apparently saying,
by the way, clearing things up. She ain't talking about me. She talking about Lakari and Miz. She ain't talking about me. Okay? Hey, let's keep that shit 100%. That shit ain't about me. Motherfuckers, hey, that's about Miz and Lakari. Fucking get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck off of me. Everybody's saying, oh, that's you. No, it's not. No, it's not. Twitter disagrees with you? Yeah, because that fits their headcanon. By the way,
Like, I just don't understand. Emaru has been victim to sexual assault. How do you not make this clear? And that's my point, because this condemnation was left vague so that dipshits like Tectone, Rape Tone, can get away with saying this shit. I don't know if that was her actual intention. I'm trying to be as charitable as possible to Emaru, but this is the result. This is the desirable outcome for Tectone. Like I said, I think it is the financial pressures of having an audience that is comprised almost entirely of Asmongold's biggest dipshit warriors is the major reason as to why she's not revealing her perspective on ICE, or until she got, like, you know, yelled at. From where I'm standing, though, I don't think Emaru's a bad person in general, but she is actually very comfortable and very you know, directly aligned and financially entangled with actual bad people. I will say that about Asmongold. Asmongold's a bad person. Rape Tone is a bad person. Dude, you're making it clear to your audience that she's friends with them? She was friends with them. Hello? What are you talking about? She was, whether you want to admit or not, friends with them. This is the reason why Tectone can get away with saying, oh, we're still good friends. I don't know if she's still friends with them. How the f am I supposed to know if she's still friends with them? But she absolutely was friends with them. You can maybe even say the same thing. You can turn around and say, Hassan, you went on that podcast too, right? You went on that podcast as well. I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold, but I think it's pretty clear what my opinion is on Rape Tone and Asmongold, right? Perhaps there's not a lot of room for speculation on whether or not I actually like Asmongold, or there's any speculation on whether or not I like Rape Tone, for example. Do you know why there's no speculation for that? Because I've made my position very clear. I've always found it strange that she is actually close friends with Asmongold. And the reality of the matter is, who you keep as your company, and maybe you can tell me that she's not friends with Asmongold. I don't think that's the case, though. But who you keep company, who you keep close company, says something about you. There's a reason why even in the ICE clip, her mod, who is Asmongold's mod as well, is saying, oh, Hassanet, thoughts on ICE? Lamau, what's next? You're going to talk about ICE? Like, it's not an accident. It's also not an accident as to why she's been, like, even more silent, I would say, than even her roommates and shit. 4-month-old clip of Emaru saying she would like to bring back the podcast with Asmongold and Tectone. I actually really missed the podcast. I would enjoy the podcast. Mask off.
They both had such beautiful sets.
I know. Our set designers are so good, and Finn and Jacob are amazing.
Bonnie even recently posted about how hard it is to be Arab Palestinian in the current political environment. That's what I mean. These are her roommates. These are her roommates, man. Her roommate is talking about the difficulties of existing as a Palestinian in this current media environment, and also in the current socio-political environment. And the person that Emaru's friends with is literally speaking every day about doing untold amounts of pain to Palestinians, to Palestinian Americans who speak out, who they should be deported. One of the Palestinian green card holders I'm going to be talking to in approximately an hour. I'm going to be talking to Mahmoud Khalil. Mahmoud Khalil has been in the crosshairs of the federal government. Asmongold has defended his deportation over and over and over again.
So he's getting deported, hopefully. And I support this completely. I hope they do this to more of them.
Asmongold has demanded his deportation over and over again. There's not a lot of difference between someone like Mahmoud Khalil and someone like Bonnie. At the end of the day, Asmongold is basically saying people like Bonnie or people like Mahmoud Khalil who are speaking out against these atrocities deserve to be deported. How do you maintain a relationship with a person like that? That's my take. So if you're wondering why it's difficult for people to speak up, by the way, yo, Asmongold, are you going to push back and hate on this statement, or is this still Asmongold? Yeah, here it is. Asmongold says content creators who engage in anti-ICE rhetoric deserve more hate and harassment.
Well, people get mad and they talk shit about this, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that more people are starting to speak up against them. And I'm glad that...
And for the record, Twitch can suck my cock too. I'm sorry. I know there's a bunch of wonderful, kind, woke individuals that work at Twitch, but you see this shit every day. I know you see this shit every day.
The only thing you have to do is crush them. You crush them completely. You never go, like, after you say, basically after you run one of them over, right? Or you shoot one of them for trying to run you over, then you victory lap around it, and you send in more people, and you do it even more. This low income, ignorant, delusional, brain-dead, third-world importation of all of these illiterate people that can't speak English, that have no fucking skills, live off the government, and are effectively parasites on the United States of America is a class war. All the comments saying you're a Nazi? Guys, this is just like Adolf Hitler.
And you're terrified of doing anything about it, and you never actually allow the terms of service to be followed through on, okay? This is one of your top content creators. And the reason why you apply a double standard is because you're afraid if you actually dare to ban Asmongold, you will have a metric ton of criticism coming from possibly the Republican administration, possibly the Trump administration. You'll have J.D. Vance talk about it. You'll have Elon Musk talk about it.
I got retweeted by the vice president. I think he's watching right now. Maybe, man. Maybe. It'd be funny if it was.
And you don't want that smoke, so you're
J.D.
terrified, so you let him run his goddamn mouth every fucking day. Obviously, no such consideration is given to someone like myself. Because why? Well, because I'm anti-Israel. And when you're anti-Israel, it doesn't matter. No one is going to come out. AOC is not going to come out and be like, Hassan should not have been banned off Twitch. Kamala Harris is not going to come out and say Hassan should not have been banned off Twitch. But they know that if Asmongold gets banned, J.D. Vance is probably going to say something. And that's precisely the reason why they're terrified of doing something about it. When you got one of your largest content creators running around saying we should do harassment to people who speak out against ICE.
I think that content creators need to deserve, I think they deserve, and I think they need a lot more hate, and they need a lot more pushback for being able to virtue signal about how bad ICE is. I do. I'm really glad to see more people speaking up against it. And
also, Twitch knows Mold could run a kick where you can never fully abandon Twitch. What are you talking about? If I was a single platform streamer, I would just go to YouTube. That much is very clear, especially after this last week's shenanigans. Are you kidding me? The only reason why I don't dual stream on YouTube is because well, there's a reason why I have 38,000 people watching today, whereas this last week it was like sub 20K. It's because single platform streaming is obviously boosting my visibility on this platform, a platform where I have to engage in ideological warfare against people who are literally making this space a more toxic place for trans content creators, for smaller content creators, for content creators with immigrant background. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Even though I make a shit ton of money on YouTube, the reason why I'm streaming on Twitch is because I gotta go where the people are. I gotta go where the reactionaries are, and I gotta fight the same fires that they're putting out. I know a lot of people don't understand. YouTube also has copyright restrictions. Okay, there's a reason why the YouTube restreamers, people still restream my stream on YouTube right now. Right now, this stream is already on YouTube. People restream it. I don't have an issue with it. But what happens earlier this morning when I was watching the Bad Bunny YouTube videos, the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show, those VODs got destroyed. They got copy striked. You have to game the algorithm.
they need a lot more hate, and they need a lot more pushback for being able to virtue signal about how bad ICE is. I do. I'm really glad to see more people speaking up against it and, taking a stand for these weirdos, right? Especially streamers. I want to see it happen a lot more. Well, people get mad and they talk.
Yeah, he's saying go harass people who take a negative stance against ICE. Woke is fucking back. He can say this all day, every day. It doesn't matter. Our woke warriors will be out there in the trenches defending people who are taking that stance. The only reason why he's chirping like this is because he knows the cultural shift is here. And even he recognizes it. Yeah, go ahead. Suck my dick. Talking about how, oh, yeah, you guys should go and continue harassing people who are saying fuck ICE. He's a bitch. Here he is talking about it again.
No, I haven't seen the Emeru apology stuff. I was going to talk about it because, Asmongold apparently, Emeru got yelled at because woke is back.
We do have to do something about this. And I will continue, I think I might ramp up my hostility towards the people online that are pushing these woke narratives. I think we might need to ramp it up.
And how are you going to ramp it up? Yeah, he's literally saying to harass Emeru's roommate, Cinna. Exactly. Notice how I didn't say go harass Emeru for her position, okay? And as a matter of fact, as a matter of policy, I regularly talk about not tapping the glass and going after people because I think it's ugly and I think it's silly and I think it's toxic in general. Asmongold does not have any considerations such as that. Not only does he do this, and many of my haters do this all the time, Sexpestany is another common one that does this all the time, including but not limited to telling his audience to stalk me physically, which is something that even Asmongold considered to be a bridge too far, if you remember. But here's Asmongold openly encouraging this toxic behavior. This is the type of shit that, as a matter of policy, Twitch would clap.
Even more militant and aggressive at these people. We do. I think we have to be a lot more militant and aggressive at them. 100%. Because if you're not, they'll do it to you. I'll link you guys one of our Twitter communities. If one of the mods wants to link the Twitter community, we have Roach Ranch. We have made 40,000 people. 40,000 people in this community. We have to be more aggressive with these people. Because you don't want to have them go around and bully and try to...
What's up, Twitch? Twitch, y'all seeing this? He's directly... how is this any different than what Aiden Ross got popped for? Other content creators see this shit, for the record, okay? They see it. Did he say he wants to start a militia? No. A militia implies that people have to go outside. Let's be real. None of these dickheads are ever going to go outside. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to remember that all they're going to do is yell at you in your replies. That's it. Most of them are European anyway. What the f are they going to do? Catch you in the streets of Lisbon? Oh, you better not come to Copenhagen. Okay? Yes. oh, you better not come here. If I catch
Forgot
you
I was
on the
streaming for a
streets of
second.
Copenhagen, you will see. You will see how I feel about the MAGA. The outside. Twitch will give him a permit after the midterms? Nah, probably not. I mean, we'll see. His comeuppance will be inevitable, okay? Because once again, either he will turn around and retriangulate, which seemingly he's not doing right now, or once it's over, once like the power is over, the power of this administration is over in ways that even like massive corporations can recognize, at that point, Twitch will get its balls back. At that point, Twitch will get its balls back and will realize, like, okay, we can actually take some punitive measures against this person, once again, who's a serial violator of the terms of service and has made this platform uninhabitable, unsustainable, and incredibly toxic. Part of the reason why I do this kind of community cleanup is because this is the space that I occupy. Some of you look at this and go, why the f are you covering drama? And I don't do this as frequently as you claim that I do, right? But the reason why I every now and then have to step in and say something is because I command a fairly large audience, okay? I have a big audience. And someone has to do it. And the reality of the matter is, for as long as this administration is as domineering seemingly as it is, and as invested in like petty culture war narratives all the way down to Twitch-related incidents, no one is going to speak out. I can't wait for the apolitical centrists or the liberal content creators to come out and speak out on this shit. Especially when you see things like Bonnie talking about how difficult it is to exist as a Palestinian-American content creator. That's why I do it. I do it so that other people feel protected, other people feel assured that they can let their positions be known. That's why I do it. Do you understand? Because I think that's why I kept repeating when people were like sitting around in this community saying, oh, well, at some point, the pendulum is going to swing, the pendulum's going to swing, the pendulum's going to swing. What did I always tell you? The pendulum will not swing unless someone is there to swing.
Real. Oh, man, life. Work up.
To every person who tells you, yo, you cannot get addicted to weed, they are lying to you.
I saved this video.
They want you to go down the same dark rabbit hole that I went down. Let me tell y'all my story with weed. So y'all can have a backstory real quick. I'm about to go to a workout. I'm back in the gym. Like I'm trying to start hooping again. I just lost the Jeremy McKinnon 3-point contest, which doesn't sound that crazy, but to me it does because I should have won. But let me tell y'all my story about weed. So I started smoking 2023. For those who remember, if you've been watching me for a while, I did a stream with Sofago. If you knew me prior to 2024, you will probably look at the current version of Blackboy Max and be like, holy smoke, this nigga went through a midlife crisis. I'm not even trolling. I met So Fake on 2023. At this point, I was 20 years old, never smoked, never drank in my life. No. You know why? My parents always raised me to not do stuff like that. And I saw what it did to my friends. And I said, I'm not going to do that. It's going to waste my time. It's going to distract me from being the best version of myself. Cool. I meet So Fago at the studio. Fago, you getting a lot of blame. You're about to get blamed. It's not your fault. It's mine. For being a dick rider. I go to his studio, we're doing a YouTube video. This is before IRL streaming. Imagine IRL streaming that. That would have been crazy. But I vlogged it. It's literally still up on one of my Max Touches Grass YouTube channel. When I go to So Fago in the studio, he had a blunt, he's smoking it. Now, I have been around people smoking blunts all the time, bro. All the time. My friends used to smoke they shit in the studio, you feel me? My bros in middle school, niggas been smoking since middle school, bro. And I'm really sitting here thinking I started smoking as a grown man. If I started smoking when I was 14, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. And this is why I'm making this video in the first place, because I'm trying to prevent this from happening to anybody. As many people as possible. Right, cool. When I go into this room, you feel me, chopping up weed, you feel me? Fago smoking a backwood. Now, I'm not even finna get in backwoods. Backwoods, not it. I smoke papers. I don't like backwoods. I'll still smoke it though. Bitch, I'd rather get high. I don't give a fuck about no taste. I'm not no bougie smoker. Just give me the weed. Just give me the weed. Just give me the weed. Now, as I was saying, he's smoking that shit. I'm not gonna lie, he offered it to me. And I'm not pussy. Like, he offered it, and I'm like, bro, I'm supposed to say no. Like, Fago was definitely one of my favorite rappers at the time, you feel me? I was listening to a lot of his stuff. I was dipped out as a motherfucker. Like, really looking back, I was dipped out as a motherfucker. All these times, people offered me to smoke with him, and I said no. Here I said yes. Why? Cool, I smoked with him. My life changed that day. I smoked that day. It always starts off small. Didn't really smoke after that. Maybe a couple times. Maybe a month later. I already smoked. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Attractive? Smoked again. Cool. Then, in 2024, February or March, I moved to Miami and moved in with a guy named Silky. Now Silky's my bro. This is my brother, you feel me? We great friends. I started smoking every day. Every day this man was lighting up. Every day. Every day, bro. And shit, I was smoking with bro. Hey, pass that over here. You feel me? Like real shit. And if I'm being honest, he said that shit felt too good. Bro, Silky was smoking some exotic gas that had me. You know them little videos, the little stereotypical videos you throw on when you get high? The little, watch this when you're high. Try not to get mesmerized. Fuck out of here. Like, bro, I was watching that shit, bro. I was listening to music. I was hitting hoes. I was beating my meat. I was eating food. Because everything feels better when you're high. It's true. It's true, bro. Everything, nigga. Unless you're too high. Because I've gotten so high to the point, nigga, you feel me? I hit that shit. Nigga, Silky had too much grab in it, and I'm throwing up. I'm dead ass. Because grab, I don't like grab. That's me personally. Grab is some different. That's something different. But yeah, bro, like, so after that happens, you feel me? I'm smoking all the time with Silky. Now it's just part of my life, bro. And it's been part of my life for 2 years now. A daily, if not every other day, part of my life. To the point where now I remember one time we was going to LA, Silky like, let's smoke before the plane. Best flight I ever been on. So now I'm smoking before flights. Now I'm smoking before I link somebody out. You feel me? Link a girl. Now I'm smoking to go to a party because I'll be more relaxed and comfortable talking to people. Now I'm smoking because I don't think I'll be able to go to sleep without it. Bro, it's a crutch, bro. And you can't be addicted to weed, but you can be addicted to feeling getting high. And that's definitely something I'm going through badly because I said I wanted to quit 29 times. And every time I say I want to quit, I don't end up quitting. It's very unfortunate, bro. Like, it's very sad. It makes me super sad. And the thing is, me smoking then causes me to fall back into my other bad habits. Eating. I've been eating way better. I don't eat as much. I'm trying to lose weight because, again, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's a skinny, pretty nigga summer life. But fuck that. Also, it gets me back into, oh, I'm high. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna just hit this girl up. Who cares? Not that big of a deal. Or just whatever, bro. And it's just like, damn. It opens pathways to me failing myself in other aspects of my life. So it's like, it's literally the puppeteer over my whole life just controlling me, bro. A lot of y'all are addicted to weed and you don't even know it. And once I saw this nigga Reggie put the weed down, I'm like, yo, Reggie put the weed down? The nigga named Reggie. Bro, his name is fucking Reggie. His name is fucking Reggie! You can hear the echo in the back. But it's like, bro, like, if that nigga could put the weed down, I can't. What? There are places I want to get to in life. Like, yo, I really have huge goals and aspirations for what I'm trying to do, and I will never, ever, ever,
You
ever
addicted to
achieve
springs,
that.
bro.
If I stay addicted to weed, I'm not gonna lie. Because, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I do a lot of different things. The streaming, creation part, entertainment part, the music part, like, they both are very time consuming, bro. Name me one person who's ever simultaneously successfully juggled both at a high level. I'm talking like, imagine Kai Cenat and Drake in one body. We've never seen that. So it's like, bro, or Pharrell and goddamn Queso. We've never seen that. Like that. So it's like, bro, it's hard, bro, because I'm trying to get better and be the best I can possibly be at both. and there's not enough time today, especially if I'm high. You smoke, once you smoke weed, you might feel good. Next day, you're gonna wake up with a little weed hangover. It's a real thing. I wake up sluggish. I might be more relaxed when I was high, but then I wake up next day, and now I'm like, how do I explain this? But not depressed, but like, bro, like, I just don't love myself. Like, I'm sitting here like, everything comes crashing down. Once you back at that state of sobriety, it's like post-nut clarity. Everyone knows what post-nut clarity is. You come crashing down, and now it's like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? Where's my purpose? I'm a crump. Like, I feel that every time, bro, like, genuinely. And I don't want to feel that anymore. I want to do better. It's really just about being disciplined. Motivation comes in swings. It fades, it grows, it strengthens, it disappears. Whoever can maintain steady discipline, my phone hit me with that low storage. Don't ever get 256 gigs. You know that's not enough. Apple. The hell, why you on the phone with 256 gigs? Anyway, bro, guys, y'all see my skin going right. I'm trying to take better care of myself and just get myself in the best tip-top form. I want myself to be at peak ability. I haven't seen myself at my peak health, all that, like 3 years. It's like, that's not good. Who knows what I would be capable of? And I want to be able to reach my potential. I'm not going to sell myself short. I can't do that. I came this far. I got to make my mom and pop proud, my family proud, God proud. You feel me? I got to make myself proud, most importantly. You know what I'm saying? Live for yourself. You all gonna die one day, man. Live for yourself. But yeah, today's day one. I'm gonna see how long I can go. Really try to put it down. Like, I know I can. I just gotta lock in. Yesterday I didn't smoke, so today is technically day 2. Today's day 2. Like, I went all day yesterday without smoking. But yeah, there's so many negative effects. So many just drag you down. Feel good in the moment, but a lot of things feel good in the moment. Most things in life that feel good in the moment are not good for you. Feel good, taste good, the best things, bro. It's like a shiny little, it's like a shiny, you know, shiny burger on Burger King to be put in commercials. It be buttering the ladder and those up, down a healthy ass food piece of shit. Like Burger King, I'm not accepting sponsors. I'm not like, yeah, food sucks. I'm not like, I can't do that. I gotta take stock taking sponsors things I don't like. But I'll be taking sponsors, maybe own stuff. I'm running right now. Whole point is, bro, guys, please, try going on a journey with me. If you have any aspirations in life, try going on a journey with me. I'm so serious. Who knows what you could end up being? Try. You don't have to. You might be smoking the blunt right now. But I promise you, if I was to pick up weed early when my friends did in middle school stuff, which is a crime in itself, I would not be here right now. Having that feeling of being high at that young of age, there's no way you can handle that, bro. There's no way, bro. And it's all kids that are in that situation. I feel for y'all because there's really no way to pull out of it. But anyways, good luck to all y'all. Day 1, day 2, technically. I'm gonna see y'all after that.
Robert Brown called a clip. Robert, this shit lagging OD. Oh, I'm lagging. My fault. My fault, Rob. Is my shit lagging?